first. That's how I connect to people.
My birthday? Okay,
Yeah.
the 10th of December. Do you want my year as well?
If you feel like it.
Yeah, 1964.
Oh, you're a dragon. Oh, you're a Sagittarius dragon.
I know.
I'm coming
Yes.
over. We're going out for beer. You're awesome.
Yeah, the golden dragon, isn't it? And I think.
Yes. It's a great year. I'm a
Mm.
tiger, so tigers and dragons get along great.
They
You're
would.
kind
They
of a
would.
boss. Yeah, it would. Well, we beat everybody else up. You're kind of a boss lady. You're very good at running stuff, and you're very entrepreneurial. You're very creative. You're cool. How can I help you, Miss Cool? Or Miss Cool?
Oh, I didn't think I was cool at all. No, I'm just wondering what's happening for me.
What's coming up?
Coming up soon, sort of thing.
Yeah.
I'm just a bit confused and everything. I'm a bit lost. Just wanting to know if there's anyone around or what's going to be happening in my life, or
I'm going to reframe
tell me
the
what
confused.
I'm going to be doing.
Okay. Well, I'll keep it clean. I'm going to reframe the confused thing for you. Thank you for catching that. I'm going to reframe the word confused for you because I think it's interesting because when people call in, they often have similar energies or frequencies. They're going through similar things. I think you've actually, again, kind of outgrown your old self. You're a very powerful person. You just are. You know that. You're a boss lady. And you are entrepreneurial. I want you to have a clothing shop. I don't know why, but I want you to have like I want you to be like an influencer in fashion and fabulosity. You have a fabulous quality about you. Now, the other thing is you look 15 years younger than you are. So sod you.
Oh, thank you.
Oh, you're welcome. You're very cute.
I have been fortunate in gene pool.
Yeah, you have. Well, listen, I think you're half Slavic or something like that. You've got that. Looks like you've got. Oh, you got almost all of these skin. You got great skin. And blonde streaks. Am I seeing you right?
Well, I've had it all done and everything. I used to, do the blonde streaks and everything like that. Obviously, they're grey now these days, but
Oh,
no,
that's
pretty much me.
Okay, one thing I think you're doing is you're telling yourself you're too old for stuff. You're actually entering, I think, one of the absolute killer diller best times of your life. I mean, guaranteed. I think that you have to stop being nice, and you're thinking, I'm not nice. You can be because you're scared of your own power a bit. Power is not anger. They're not the same thing. And you're a little scared of your own anger, and that's a family of origin thing, and I'm not going to get into that. But I would start doing one thing a day that scares you. Take some sort of risk. I don't mean like skydiving without, skydiving while holding an anvil. Not dumb risks. Who does that?
I think I know. Get out of my comfort zone. Yeah.
Yeah. But there's some stuff that you can do. And there's some people that you should be around. It's time for you to kind of level up your, I like your friends. They're lovely. But it's time for you to kind of find people who challenge you and are a little more on your level. You need to, just stop thinking about age altogether. Okay? Just stop, because you're talking yourself out of a lot of stuff with that. And you come from a really long-lived family, at least on one side. So I'm seeing 92 for you. So don't even bother with, I've got a friend who's in her 60s who gets a lot more action than many of my friends in their 30s.
I'm hearing you.
Yeah. I think you're catching my
between drinks.
Yeah. Are you single now? I can't quite tell. Yeah, okay.
No,
you are and you aren't. It's a little confusing. There's somebody in the background, but it's kind of like he's either a particle or a wave. Tell me what's going on there.
It could be something that someone I don't wish to ever see ever again.
Oh, good.
Yeah. Yeah. He's not. He's around though. I know he is. Yeah, no, he's not a good person in my life.
Whoa.
And there's
He's
also
the
another one
narcissist.
who's no longer around in this living life, and I'm sure he buzzes around every now and again too.
Yeah. Yeah. So these people have crossover,
you're right.
or just
Mm.
vamoosed. There's somebody coming up for you I really like. But I want you to have fun. I want you to buy brightly colored clothing, and I want you to dress inappropriately for your age. And I want you, because for you, the best thing you could do every morning is ask yourself the following question. All right, darling, what would the happiest woman in the world do right now? And then do that, because you have such a talent for joy, such a talent for fun. And I think that you've been sort of bending to other people's. I think a lot of people have said, "Well, you tone it down a little. You're just too much," or they've given you that impression. Don't tone it down. You're not too much. You are fabulous. You really are. I'm a very good judge of people.
Thank you.
So, yeah, burn down the house. I mean, not literally, but that would be bad unless you're insured. Somebody's coming up, probably not for another 4 to 6 months. You're in Queensland.
Yeah.
You're going to meet somebody. Yeah. Actually, I have a lot of friends there. I'll fix you up. Here's what I would recommend if you want to meet somebody, whether male, female, llama, whatever you want. Go to live music, because I think you like live music, and it's something about seeing music live just brings your soul to life. It just does. And go to a beach, something around. Motor down to Bondi and hang out with the tourists and have bad champagne and huge shrimp. Jumbo shrimp. Isn't that a contradiction in terms? Jumbo shrimp. Okay, we have 2 minutes, so I'm going to stay with you if that's okay. There's a young man and a young woman in your vicinity who look like you, but I don't know if they're your children or not. My children thing seems to be broken today. So, are these just random people?
Oh, no. There's a tricky one actually. Like, could it be a sister, or could it be like?
Yeah.
No,
Do you have nieces? These are like nieces and nephews, or somebody. Are you going to go? It would be really good if you wanted to go visit some family. You're a brother and a sister, right?
Yeah, I've got 2 sisters and a brother. Yes.
Yeah. Sorry, I was adding a sister in there. I figured we'd already talked about that.
No, you're right. You're right.
You're right. Who's the one with kids? Well, 2 of them have kids.
Yes, they do. My brother doesn't, but my 2 sisters do.
Yeah, they do. Go visit the sister you like. Something good's going to happen if you do that. I think I like your brother too. He's a little staid, but he's fine. Yeah, I would do that. It's funny. I don't know. I'm getting this very strongly. I have no idea why. If you can take a weekend and go hang out with your sister and her kids, something good will happen. I'm not sure what, but it's going to change your luck.
Right.
But your luck is changing anyway. Your luck really is changing. You had kind of a crap.
Righto.
This time last year, you had a crap year, but things are changing for the better. Woo!
Wow. It's nice to hear.
No, but it's going to. Give it till the turn of the year. And go to the beach a lot, because I know it's different. You're opposite us. Anyway, I've got to go. You are wonderful. I'm so glad you called. I get the best people. Mwah! All right, guys. See you next week.
You're listening to A1R Psychic Radio, Earth's #1 psychic radio network, and watching Moonstruck TV, Enlightening Television. Welcome. Time for Maria Leggett's Medium Show with Maria Leggett. Live from MariaLeggett.com. Connect direct. In North America, dial 888-454-2751. In London, 20-3519-2158. In Sydney, dial 02-8488-3147. Or online, contact us through our Facebook page, facebook.com/psychic radio. Or one of our websites, askoneradio.com or moonstruck.tv. This is Maria Leggett's Medium Show on A1R, the Ask One Radio Network.
Good evening, everyone, or good morning, depending on where you are. My name is Maria Leggett, and I am in Dayton, Ohio, and I'm so happy to be coming to you tonight from the state that legalized abortion and legalized marijuana yesterday. Woo! We can actually do the things that we know are right for us, so I'm super happy about that. I also want to talk to you about this wonderful message that came to me. If anybody is interested, I do a live card pull about 45 minutes before this show starts. I do it at 8 p.m. Eastern on my Facebook page, Maria Leggett Medium. So if you want to go onto Facebook and follow me, Maria Leggett Medium, I do a live every Wednesday at 8 p.m. Eastern. And during that live card pull, I pull for, I don't know, I tried to do 5. Sometimes I wind up getting 10. I think tonight I did 11 or 12. So it was actually a pretty good time. Got them done quick and out. There's a really important message that I want to be able to deliver to everyone. There's this meme that I saw earlier today, and it's just so potent and so important that I want to be able to share it with each of you. And here's what it says. I fought for the little girl who I was and for who she wanted me to be. And I know she would applaud me for who I have become. And so it is really important for us to be able to recognize who we are as an adult, honor that younger version of ourselves. Remember that the 5-year-old that was hurt or the 11-year-old that was hurt, whether you're male or female or non-binary, it doesn't matter. Somewhere along the way, someone has hurt your feelings or has done something. And it's important for us to be able to honor that little girl or that little person where they were in their journey. Say, I love you, I'm here for you. And remember that it's really important for us to begin forgiving people so that we can step into our authentic selves, being as wonderful and purposeful as we were meant to be. Forgiveness, we don't do to let someone off the hook. We do it for ourselves. That's the important part. Our growth comes from being able to forgive. So thank you for letting me put that message out there for everyone. I want to welcome Suzette to the show. Hi, how are you?
I'm good, Maria. How are you?
I am doing very well. How may I be of service to you this evening?
So I'm just kind of curious. I'm a little bit lost in a career direction for me. And I was wondering if you can give me a little bit clarity. I was thinking of doing a half course on Pilates training just because I don't have the time to do a full course right now.
Mm-hmm.
And then I wasn't sure also about holistic nutrition.
So I can tell you what I can see as soon as you started talking about the half course and then the nutrition. When I talk about doing the half course with the Pilates, Spirit shows it to me as though that's really manageable for you both financially and time wise, because they're showing me that you can have a tendency to take too much onto your plate thinking you can do everything, and then you get really overwhelmed. And that at this point, you don't want to overwhelm yourself. Does that make sense?
It does, because I'm busy with my son's baseball.
Yeah, absolutely. And so you want to be able to, they're showing me that you want to be able to honor yourself as a woman so that you don't forget who you are, but also be able to honor the fact that you took on this role as mom, being able to do equal attention to both. Does that make sense?
It does. Yeah, that's where the confliction is coming in for me, because I just work a little bit of a part-time job right now.
Hmm.
and I want more. I want more.
Yes. So being able to do the part-time doing the Pilates course is going to help you because Spirit says before you step into the bigger nutrition course, because to me it looks like it's something that would take you quite a few months to be able to get through. Does that make sense?
Yes, it will take about 7 months, 7 to 8 months.
Makes complete sense for what I'm showing. And it's a matter of Spirit says that being able to do the Pilates, and I don't even really know what Pilates is, I just know it's something physical. They're showing me that it's going to help to move stuck energy through your body. And they're going specifically down into your hips for being able to move some energy out of your hips so that everything flows much more free through your body. Does that make sense?
It does. So I should be
Um,
doing the course because the course starts on Friday. So that's why I'm a little bit of a panic mode. Like, do I start
yeah,
it? Do I
don't
not?
panic. Yeah, absolutely, because it's something that you can handle and it's something that will help you to begin to move through energy. They're also showing me that there's some networking that can be done through this course that you may decide that, yes, the nutritional thing is something that you do want to do, but there may be an in between medium step between Pilates and the nutritional course that you'll be able to do that later down the road, but it's a great way to start stair stepping your way into where you want to be and to continue networking with other women, which is really, they're showing me part of what you're really craving as well is this community, this group of like minded women to support you. Does that make sense?
Yes, it does.
And so through this community of you being able to network and weave your energy, you're going to make some great connections for people who are going to say, "Oh, hey, I want you to meet my friend here. I want you to meet this friend here." And to know that that's going to help get you truly to your end goal. Because they're showing me what you'd really like to do ultimately is to have your own business where you can, put your son on the bus in the morning or putting, in whatever it is that you need to do in the morning, and then be able to see clients and do what you need to do until about 2 o'clock in the afternoon, and then be able to close off for a little bit to be able to pick them up from school, come back, and then take some more clients later in the afternoon. So it will stay like a part time thing, but it gives you the flexibility that you're truly seeking, being able to come back and forth between being the adult and getting your time and being mom and giving him time. Does that make sense?
It does. That's my main concern was both my kids, to be there with them, and then
Mhm.
to find the mental stimulation for me.
Absolutely. And Spirit says that this is definitely something that you can do. Um, you may not understand it right now, but somewhere along the way, some of these connections that you're going to meet, you're going to find this part time position that's going to allow you to do like a Monday, Wednesday, Friday kind of deal where you can get the mental stimulation that you're seeking with these like minded individuals. And that's going to lead to something longer as the kids get older and something that you're um, really comfortable with, where you can receive, like a regular paycheck and have some time for you and be able to have a little bit of spending money to go out and pay for the courses and to pay for the things that you would like to do without it affecting the family budget. Does that make sense?
It does. Oh,
Um,
thank you.
oh, my pleasure. My pleasure. Is there anything else you want me to talk to you about?
Yeah, if you could. I was wondering
Of
about
course.
the connection between me and my husband because he sort of moved out. Well, he did move out a
Hmm.
bit. And I'm wondering if he's
Okay.
the right partner fit for me.
Um, so what Spirit is showing me is that, and I don't know how you understand this, but they're showing it to me almost as though it was a little bit of a relief when he made the action, because now you were a little more free to be the person that you needed to be. Does that make sense?
Yes. Yeah, I feel more free. I feel more
Yeah,
alive.
because he doesn't. he doesn't have the same type of spiritual beliefs that you do, the same kind of ideals about life that you do. And because of that, it could cause some dissension amongst you. And it was difficult for you to find time to date. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Because you just differed on so many different things that it was very difficult for you to find time to date each other. And so it became more of the perfunctory, good morning, how are you? Everybody's ready for school. Here's your lunch. I'll see you later. No phone calls during the day. And then, oh, you're home. Okay, dinner's ready. Just going through the motions. Does that make sense?
Yes.
And Spirit shows this to me as though you are really ready to just feel alive. And that's what you've been waiting for, is for that light, that spark to come back in, that will allow you to stretch your wings and be the beautiful bird that you were meant to be. Does that make sense?
Yeah. I'm just
They're
nervous
showing
to figure
me
out how I'm going to do it all.
It's never easy. It is never easy. So I cannot tell you if it's a right or a wrong decision, because only you know your
Okay.
life. I can say to you what my experience was. And my experience was, I was a single mom of 3 children when I was 28, and they were all under the age of 10. And so it was not easy, but I did it. And I wound up meeting an amazing man, and we have been married for 25 years. And he raised my children, and he has been a fantastic dad to all of them. So it has been such a blessing for me that I made that decision to honor my sovereignty, to honor who I was as a person, so that I was being fulfilled and recognized and honored as a woman. Does that make sense?
Yes.
I am so glad that that makes sense to you. And I never mind sharing my past. It is, everybody knows, if you know me at all, you know what I've been through in my life. So I hope for you that you are able to find the peace and the happiness that you have been seeking. Thank you so much, Suzette, for hopping on here. I am so very grateful to have been able to speak to you tonight and to be able to share words from the other side with you.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate it.
Oh, my pleasure. Enjoy your class.
Oh, thank you.
I am so grateful to have been able to be on here tonight. If you're looking for live card pulls, please join me every Wednesday at 8 p.m. Eastern on Maria Leggett Medium on Facebook. You can also find me on Instagram, Maria Leggett Medium. I am so grateful to each and every one of you. Thank you for your love. Thank you for your energy. And I will see you in 7 days. Have a good night.
You're listening to A1R Psychic Radio, Earth's #1 psychic radio network, and watching Moonstruck TV and Lightning Television. Welcome. Time for Medicine for Your Spirit with Raylene Byrne. Raylene Byrne. Live from RayleneByrne.com. Connect direct. In North America, dial 888-454-2751. In London, 20-3519-2158. In Sydney, dial 02-8488-3147. Or online, contact us through our Facebook page, facebook.com/psychic radio. Or one of our websites, askoneradio.com or moonstruck.tv. This is Medicine for Your Spirit on A1R, the Ask One Radio Network.
Namaste, everyone. Welcome to Medicine for Your Spirit. Yes, here we are. 1111 Gateway is right in front of us, and it's quite big. I just want to offer, if anyone's interested, do it, don't do it. I keep getting the message that if you can find space in your day to put your feet on the earth on 1111, take a breath in, open your arms as wide as you can, face the sun, and request the 1111 Gateway light activation to align and attune you to the new role of your soul. And then you finish it with, thank you, I am ready. And take a few breaths. Apparently, that's all we need to do. So here we go. We've got a lot going on in the world, as we know, and I hope you're all doing well. Today, I just really want to talk about these big transitions that we're going through, the energy portals, the new moons, the full moons, the all these things that are just lining up, and we're being squeezed, really squeezed. The other day, I was given the analogy of a sponge, you know, when you're washing your dishes up and you have a sponge and then you squeeze it. It's like, that's what happened. It feels like we're all going through this big universal squeeze and everything's being pulled out of us that is not for the next role of our soul, basically. So taking care of ourselves while we're all in this is so important. Being very clear with where you're putting your energy is one of the critical things right now. And through the day, stopping every now and again, coming into your heart. Where is my energy going? Is it going towards something that's an obligation, a duty, or an expectation? Is it something that I don't really want to participate in or don't want to utilize my energy with? We've got to start asking ourselves these questions. There's a moment coming up between now and the end of the year where we have to be very potent within ourselves. Access the medicine that we are, the medicine for our own spirit. We're starting to get quieter with it, and we're starting to realize that there is so much in us about to be revealed. So if you're in times of uncertainty, and there's a lot of that, if you're in fear, and there's a lot of that, if you're in a place of giving up hope or you know, what's the point? There's a lot of that going on. You've got to come back to yourself. You've got to come back into your heart, breathe into yourself, because at the end of the day, on a higher level, at your soul's knowing, you chose to be here. You chose some of the experience, or all of the experiences that we are having, whether we've had them or are having them now. We've chosen them. So somewhere in us, we have the ability for solutions, for answers, for new ways forward. We have it. It's there. We can't access it by running around being distracted. We have to access it by sitting with ourselves. So a little practice that I have been doing all year. There's two things I've done this year which I've found have benefited me greatly with my vitality, my energy, my heart staying open, and seeing and learning more about myself. And the first thing is this. Every month, I made a commitment in 2023 to do something I've never done before. And I have followed that through. Some things I've loved and I'll do them again. Some things it's like, oh, well, I'm glad I've done that, but never again. But I did it. So this, when we set a commitment like that, and we show up for it, we are opening and expanding ourselves to know more about ourselves. And we get to see and feel the conditions and the beliefs and the limitations and the inhibitions that restrict us. Okay. The other thing I've done this year, and I found it really profound, and I've been following a person online called the Oracle Girl. Her name is Jacqueline Hobbs. She's not everyone's cup of tea, but I adore her because I get her language. I get her. What she talks a lot about is our connection to pure love, purity, and how sitting quietly by yourself without any music, without headphones, without podcasts, without TV in the background, without anything else. When you sit with yourself for 5 minutes and breathe with yourself, it's remarkable what happens when you do that as a practice. You just absorb the love and you be with yourself. I would like to invite you to try it. Let me know how you go. So I've got a call here, Joanna from Indianapolis. Have I got that
Hi,
right?
how are you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Delightful. So glad to be talking to you.
So how can I help you or be of support or guidance or anything? What can I do for you?
What kind of readings do you do?
I'm more about taking action.
You're an intuitive then? Okay. Very good.
Sorry,
if you want to just do a general and I can like throw in some validation and we can go from there.
Sure. Here we go. So we've got the 1111 portal gateway coming up, and there's a lot of change available and on offer for us. So I will do an earth, air, fire and water one for you. Okay, so here we go. This is for Joanna. Earth, air, fire, water, calling upon the lineage of mystics and mysticism, healers and ancient healing, and the wisdom of the universe to come through to give simple, practical, doable and relatable information. I'm all about simplicity. If it's not simple, nobody does it. So here we go. This is Joanna's earth. This is where she's at right now. Okay, so where you're at right now is soul purpose. You might be wanting to shift gears. You might be asking what your soul purpose is. What's the next thing I'm meant to be doing? How do I align with it? Am I on track? Those types of questions. So my big thing with soul purpose, and I say it all the time to people, is you are your purpose. You are your purpose. Your soul knows what it's got to do. So instead of us trying to find our purpose in what we do in life, we start to acknowledge that I am my purpose and what I do is an expression. That's all it is. It's just an expression. So this for you is about looking, you might, if you're not looking, you're on the pathway more. This is about living a soul expressed life. So this is probably where you're at right now. You feel quite, pardon?
Yeah, I just wanted to say I feel it. I actually just decided to stop my old career and start doing oracle card readings, and some good things have come out of it. Some frictions come out of it, and I'm about to go have to deal with some things about that. But yeah, no, you're not wrong. I'm actually doing the thing, and the universe is taking steps towards me.
Yeah. That's when the magic happens. So this is this is the water element, what you might need to release or surrender into, and it is new growth. This is faith. Like, look at this image of this beautiful soul here. She's amongst the seeds that she's planted. So this is new beginnings and new growth. So you're getting ready for another level of you expressing yourself in the world. So, and there's a lot of faith with that. We have to have faith in ourselves that when we start doing our soul work, that we're on track. So it's really surrendering into that and going, okay, I know what I'm doing and it feels right. I'm not going to question it. I'm just going to start becoming more and more and more of it and expressing more of it. The fire element for you, which is the action, is gratitude. So, you know, and I'm sure you're a person who has a lot of gratitude. I'm a person that I like to share with people a 10-second process for gratitude, and it changes games. And it's simply random times through the day, hand on your heart, breathe in. And as you're breathing in, you're saying to yourself, what am I grateful for right now? in this now moment. And then as you exhale, you open your eyes, you look around and you pick something, whatever's around, you pick one thing and you say, I'm really grateful for blah, 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 whatever it is. And if you do that
I do that on my drives. I appreciate the trees, and I love that practice. Absolutely. It's something I teach to the people that I coach.
Great, because it works like compound interest. You just keep adding more and more to your field, and you become more and more aligned and attuned with better things, and the universe understands the language of gratitude, and it'll give you more good stuff. And this is what you're expanding towards. This is the air element. Oh, rebirth, look at this. Oh my God. There's an unfurling about to happen. There's a new level of you about to start nudging its way out and wanting to be more, I suppose, I don't really like the word being more seen, but being more acknowledged for your gifts, skills, talents, and your natural abilities. So this rebirth, again, it's a new beginning, a new start. It's a new aspect of you coming through, and you're getting ready for it. So you're expanding. 2024, I feel like you're going to be offered lots of different things. We're going to start stepping into different ways of opening your heart and opening your service that's going to be beneficial for many. So that's your 4 cards.
Thank you.
That makes sense.
Sure does. Thank you so much for the validation. I hope you have a beautiful night.
And thank you for calling in. Medicine for your spirit. We have it, we are it, we live it. Bye for now. So there you go, guys. As I was just saying, start tapping into your own knowing. It is the medicine for your spirit. It is the medicine. And there is so much healing, physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual, that we can initiate and activate within ourselves when we know who we are. So that old saying of know thyself has never been truer than what it is right now. So thank you for listening. This is Raylene Byrne, Medicine for Your Spirit. Start tapping into yours, and come and find me on my website, rayleneburn.com. Bye for now.
You're listening to A1R Psychic Radio, Earth's #1 psychic radio network, and watching Moonstruck TV, enlightening television. Welcome. Time for Evenings with Kimberly, the comedian media, live from KimberlyWagonMakers.com. Connect direct. In North America, dial 888-454-2751. In London, 20-3519-2158. In Sydney, dial 02-8488-3147. Or online, contact us through our Facebook page, facebook.com/psychic radio. Or one of our websites, askoneradio.com or moonstruck.tv. This is Evenings with Kimberly on A1R, the Ask One Radio Network.
Hi, everybody. It's Kimberly Wagonmakers. Welcome back. Happy Thursday, 5:30 my time. I hope everybody's doing fabulous. I'm doing good, very busy. Brief before I start taking a caller, I just want to announce again, my name is Kimberly Wagonmakers, spelled WAGENMAKERS. You can Google me, and on Google, you'll see my reviews. You'll see my website. You'll see my TikTok that's been hijacked, my New York radio last year, my Moonstruck radio now. You'll see lots about me. So just Google my name. It's the easiest. I'm not hidden or hard to find once you can spell my name correctly. But I'm here and I want to take callers. Getting more comfortable with this because it is hard, in seconds readings and not really seeing anybody. But I'm also doing lives on my business Facebook page, which I don't know if you can all see this. I'm going to try to get it in close. So that is my business Facebook page, Kimberly Wagonmaker's Psychic Medium to Rescue and Restore Balance. I'm going there live twice a week. And at the moment, I'm doing live free readings. No info again. You just tap in whether you want mediumship or psychic. And I'm spending like 3 hours. I get exhausted, but people come in and I can't say no. And I just, so yeah, I was up till 3 a.m. doing that last night. So do we have any callers yet? If we do, I can start. If not, I'll continue to talk like I do so well. And I want to, hopefully soon, we will be able to put me at 30 minutes so that I can start giving you a little bit about me and how I got here and all the really wild woohoo moments that I've had that, I need to write several books of what I've experienced. Like I can just tell you really quick before I have a caller. A house I had about 15 years ago, I was walking home from the mailbox and I heard a scream, looked behind me. It was the gardener alerting me. There was a single file line of bees literally behind my head following me. There had to be a billion of them because, it was a really thick, but they were single file just following me. And I'm such a lunatic and used to this stuff that it just didn't faze me. Kept walking. As I walked into my front door, they went into the eaves of the attic of my home. Lived there until I went to sale. Periodically, I'd find one or two in the house, and I told them, just don't sting my kids. When I went to sell, they said I had 5-foot beehives in my attic. Like 6 of them, and they had to kill them. I was like, no. But yeah, pretty crazy stuff that's happened. I don't know. I don't see anybody in the chat ready yet, but I think you'll let me know if there is, and I'm getting pretty good at this. So I'll just continue to talk a little bit. I am certified because I'm a science. I feel like I'm blurry. I don't know if that's my illusion on my side, but I feel like I look blurry. But that's okay. So I've had this gift my whole life. I didn't realize or understand it. I just would, I remember being in the backyard and these dragonflies all around me. And I remember thinking, this is Millie. Let me go call her husband and tell him. And it's like, well, how do you address this? Because back then people just didn't talk about it. But I just picked up the phone and said, Stan, I got something to tell you. And you're not going to understand this, but Millie was just here visiting me and she told me to call you. And he said, my friend, that's how he talked. He was so cool. Him and his wife were my neighbors at one point. And he said, my friend, today is our anniversary. And I believe you. And I'm like, whoa, that's super cool. And I'm like, well, she wanted to make sure that, I called you because I just knew it was her with these dragonflies all around me. So I've had lots of crazy moments. So many. I've got some really big ones, but a really fascinating one recent is when COVID first hit. Spirit just told me to ground, and I tend to go out at 1 a.m. when it's really peaceful and quiet, and I'll water and tinker in the yard. And believe it or not, all the grasshoppers jump me. But one night, got bit by a black widow, and I was like paralyzed for like 90 seconds. And it was the most excruciating. I could feel the venom go through every orifice of my body. But as it was happening, I heard, "You will never get COVID." And next day I went to the doctor, and he's like, "Whoa, this is super cool." And I'm like, "Yeah, isn't it?" He's like, "Your hand, you're going to lose your skin." I'm like, "No, I won't." And I didn't. And I had this really beautiful bullseye heart on my hand that would glow in the dark for like 6 weeks. And about 3 months after that, I was laying in bed having a sensitive moment, and a black widow spirit ran across my comforter. And that's when I knew that she was one of my totem animals, insects, spirit. I have the black widow, I have bees, I have a lion. Thus is my team so far, and they grow. But I never got COVID. And as I shared the story, a lot of people thought I was nuts and kind of like, but the people that understand that are in this woohoo world, they didn't think I was nuts. They just, and one of my shaman friends, he said, "Well, the fact that you weren't bothered by it is your totem." And I'm like, yeah, she came to visit. So I have lots of miracles and just amazing things. But I'm still talking. I don't know if there's any callers. I would love to do a reading because I felt like, but maybe it's my live afterwards, because here we go. I'm seeing something. Colleen in Atlanta. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Sorry, I'm reading and learning this. Hi, Colleen. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm wonderful. Thank you. A little tired, but I'm good. So you're in Atlanta, Georgia?
I am.
Beautiful. I've heard, I haven't been there, but I always think of the peach because I love peach cobbler. What
Peaches aren't doing too good right now, I've heard.
Say that again?
The peaches aren't doing too well, I've heard. I don't know. I don't like peaches too much, so.
Oh no, I'm sorry. Those are my favorite. If that's pretty much the only pie I love other than chocolate. I love peach cobbler. So,
Wow.
but I'm sad to hear that they're not doing well. It's probably a farmer issue with all the weather disasters we've been having. But I hope they'll come back. So were you looking for psychic this evening, Colleen, or mediumship?
Mediumship?
Okay, I'm wondering if you are the one that I was picking up on before I came in, because I felt like I was going to have a caller, and I felt like it's going to be a little girl. Can you take this?
I'm sorry, could you repeat that?
I felt like before I even came in, I was going to have a caller, and it was going to be a young girl. So in spirit, can you take a young girl?
In spirit, can I do what? I can't hear you very well.
It's okay. I'm sorry. I don't know why my reception. A young girl. Do you have a young girl in spirit?
Not that I'm aware of. I'm not sure about that. No.
Okay. Sorry, I'm trying to read the chat. So let me just say, I really felt like there was a young lady before I even started that I was going to bring through. Is that your dog?
Yes. Are we live on the radio or a podcast or something?
Yes, we are live, and yes, it streams through radio, and I'm not sure where, but some TV. Is that okay with you?
Yeah, I'm just sorry for the noise. I have a dog that's kind of sick and he coughs a lot right now. So sorry about
Oh,
that.
he's sick?
Yeah, he has a problem with his trachea. So
Very sorry.
he's like 17 years old, so he's been with us a long time.
Hmm. Let me try to get in here and connect with the spirit that you are looking for.
I'm going to step into another room where it's a little bit quieter.
Yeah, sometimes the energy. So I'm also picking up, I'm pushing the young lady aside. And maybe you're the young lady that I'm supposed to be pulling for, but I'm trying to tell this a young man to step forward.
Yeah, the person I was hoping you could connect to is a male.
Yeah, and so this man, when I said young, he's telling me I wasn't young when I passed, but I have a very young heart. Would that make sense?
Yes, it does.
Okay. Because I felt like I wanted to tell you his age and young, but he's like, I wasn't young, but I have a really young heart. So, okay, we're pulling him closer. I'm getting goosebumps. He's telling me his passing wasn't long. It hasn't been that long. I want to say it's been like, I'm hearing 2. So I want to say like 2 years. I don't think it's 2 months.
It's actually, this one is a couple of months.
Oh, so it could be the 2 months?
Very recent, yeah.
Okay.
April.
Okay, because I heard 2 and I'm like, it wasn't very recent and it's 2. So, okay, we're on the right track, son. Calling him son because he's just such a young spirit. Even when he passed, I mean, he was a very jovial, action-packed man.
You're listening to A1R Psychic Radio, Earth's #1 psychic radio network, and watching Moonstruck TV and Lightning Television. Welcome. Time for Psychic Paths with Suzanne Marie. Live from PsychicPaths.com. Connect direct. In North America, dial 888-454-2751. In London, 20-3519-2158. In Sydney, dial 02-8488-3147. Or online, contact us through our Facebook page, facebook.com/psychic radio. Or one of our websites, askoneradio.com or moonstruck.tv. This is Psychic Path on A1R, the Ask One Radio Network.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to A1R Psychic Radio. I am Suzanne Marie from Psychic Paths, and I will be your host for a little bit. I hope that everyone is doing well and that everyone is staying warm and everyone is feeling loved. I got a cold, but I can at least do the readings. I hope that everyone stays positive. And if you stay positive, you stay grounded. And when you stay grounded, you're able to manifest the future and things that you want. Excuse me. So I hope that everyone is feeling okay and cared about. We need to stay positive because positive attracts positive and negative attracts negative. So, with that being said, I am a clairvoyant and a light trance medium, and welcome. So, I hope we get a really good caller tonight. You can visit my webpage if you would consider a reading with me. I am at www.psychicpass, and distance does not matter. So check out my Google reviews and tell me what you think. So yeah. Um so we're getting very close to the holidays and family. And so what a perfect time to manifest the desires that we need and to stay positive and grounded in ourselves because we need us. Family is wonderful and get-togethers are wonderful. Um, but it's a really chaotic time, and for some, it's a very sad time. So I would say that feeling grounded and feeling in your body is necessary. So what I mean about grounding and being in your body is to stay in the here and now, to stay present. And it's very easy not to when things are stressing us or we are in a chaotic situation like shopping and family dinners and expectations. S- Oh, we have Angela in Brooklyn. Hello.
Hi,
Hello.
how are you?
Good. How are you?
I guess I'm okay.
Good. Good. What can I help with tonight?
Well, I'm always kind of in a bunch of chaos. I mean, since my husband passed away a few years ago, I'm just trying to balance everything out financially and family, and sometimes it gets overwhelming if I have to make
Right.
decisions. I just want to see what you see for me if I'm going to be a little calmer next year.
Okay, let me see what spirit says. So what spirits started to tell me was you are very, very loved on the other side. I see 5 or 6 people on the other side that just love you to death. They are just really
I have,
rooting for you. And
I
you are
have more
never
people there
alone.
loving me than here.
Yeah, it feels like a family reunion over there. And
Yeah,
they are all rooting for you. Um, let me see. It does feel very chaotic. Um,
yeah.
it feels like one man in particular. I think it's a relative. Um, do you have a son? Because it feels like there's a rebellion, like a
Well, I
sudden
have a
rebellion.
stepson. A stepson.
Okay,
He's 50. Yeah, he's like 50 though.
okay. So it kind of feels like you're there's a bond there, but there's something going on with him. He's not really in the here and now either. Maybe he's just really, really busy, but it feels like there's
Only
an opposition. Hello?
he's yes. You hear me?
Yes, now I can.
Okay.
So
Well,
it
we he. I know he cares about me, but since his father passed, there's that distance, and I was close to his two daughters, my two granddaughters,
okay.
which I don't see as often. But one is 20 and one is 14.
Oh, okay. I feel
And
like
I
there's
keep
a go ahead.
No, I said I keep in touch with them. Like it's her birthday this weekend. I'll see her. but it's never the same once he passed away.
Okay, so that's kind of the distance, the
Yeah.
the feeling that I'm getting. I feel like you've been through a lot in the last year. I feel like life has been challenging, and that there's been transitioning. That you've done a lot of growing in the last, I would say, 4 years. A lot of growing and evolving within yourself. Um, and Spirit says that you do give gratitude, which is really a big blessing, to have that. And Spirit says you have that. But Spirit is acknowledging that you've done a lot of work in the last few years on yourself, and that it really does help for growth in life and beyond. So I just wanted to help acknowledge that. So
Well, I
your
help out
sister,
my cousin that's ill. I try to help a lot with him. He's really the closest relative that I have, and he's not well, so I try to help out a
Mhm.
lot. And sometimes it's, his daughter or whatever. I don't really care about. I just worry about him, and I try to
Yes,
help her.
they're saying you have a very, very big heart and you're very tender-hearted. Um, and that's what they must mean. But you're like that no matter who's in need. You're a giver. You're a giver in this world. Um, and I see the first half of 2024 as being really a blessing to you and things coming full circle. I feel like you're going to be really good. I feel financially and stable. Um, and I feel like that's a big change, that there's going to be a security and a foundation beneath you so that you don't have to wonder if you're going to be okay or who's going to be there for you. Because I feel like everything is going to come around. I would say even by the end of December, you will start seeing energy shifts and changes to your daily life. Um,
Well, sometimes I feel there's nobody there for me, eventually.
yeah, but I feel like there will be. I feel like there will be people there for you, and that you will feel loved. Um, I feel that. I don't know how that's going to go about. I'm trying to see in spirit because I really feel like the people that you've been with have taken you for granted, pretty much like you'll
Yeah.
always be there, or
Yeah.
you'll always help,
Exactly.
or
Hmm.
you always answer the phone. But I feel like after Christmas, I feel like people start appreciating you more, and people will be there for you. Um, do you know the gentleman with the dark hair? He's kind of broad shouldered.
Oh.
I feel like he's one of the living. I feel like he really starts talking to people about um, really, really loving you and appreciating you. Um, but he's got dark hair from what I see, and he's got really broad shoulders. Maybe you can remember him or think of him when we're off the set. But
Oh,
that's who
he's
I
alive because my
see.
my husband was big and broad, but you're talking about somebody that's alive.
Right? Yeah. If he
Yeah,
if
I
he's
don't know.
good doing it through the afterlife, wow, that's magic. But I feel like that is the person that's gonna start saying, "Hey, you need to appreciate her. You need to love her. You need to be there for her." So if he's doing that in the afterlife, good. But I thought that he's alive. He
Okay,
feels
I hope
alive.
so. I hope so.
Um,
Thank you so much.
You're going to get some really good news in the next week, too. So I feel like that's going to be a phone call or an email, not in person. But I feel like the transition is going to happen soon. Blessings are coming your way. Okay?
Thank you. Have a wonderful holidays.
You too, and thank you so much for letting me share.
Thank you, Suzanne. Have a good night.
Bye bye. You too.
Bye.
Bye bye. Thank you, everyone, for listening and calling in. I'll see you next week. Bye bye.
Amazingly accurate, clear answers to any question. You'll love Suzanne Marie readings. Clairvoyant reader and spiritual light trance medium. Tarot is used for spirit confirmation. She's been a spiritual reader for 30 years and would love to be able to bring accurate, clear, visionary readings for those who seek answers. Available online and phone. Call 320-455-2303 or email readingsbysuzanne@gmail.com. Suzanne Marie. Check her event page for specials. You're listening to A1R Psychic Radio, Earth's #1 psychic radio network, and watching Moonstruck TV and Lightning Television. Welcome. Time for the Universal Mechanic with Simon Stone. Simon Stone. Live from the universalmechanic.com. Connect direct. In North America, dial 888-454-2751. In London, 20-3519-2158. In Sydney, dial 02-8488-3147. Or online, contact us through our Facebook page, facebook.com/psychic radio. Or one of our websites, askoneradio.com or moonstruck.tv. This is the Universal Mechanic on A1R, the Ask One Radio Network.
Good evening, everyone. Well, it's evening here in Europe, in the UK specifically, and good day for anyone else around the world. Hope we're all well. First of all, I have to give my sincerest apologies about last week, technical difficulties and all that, and me being an idiot with time zones. But I'm back this week. We're all good. But the energies have been very weird, very emotional, everything else. We have been in Saturn retrograde recently, so that would have a lot to do with it. And that finished around the 4th of November sort of time. And so leading up to the 4th of November, you may have felt that you've been forced to deal with and confront some emotional baggage, deal with situations that you shouldn't be in anymore, remove yourself that no longer benefit you from situations, and so on and so forth. So there may have been some turmoil for a lot of people, as we know in previous weeks. So first of all, as a good mentor of mine said years ago, be kind to you. First of all, always be kind to you. Stop, be kind to you. Make sure you're okay first before you can move forward and deal with any situations when energy's all around the place and you're developing or you're connecting to spirit or spirit are trying to connect to you. It can cause us so many different emotional reactions, physical reactions, mental reactions, and can cause us some mental health issues as well if we don't deal with them, if we don't meditate and we don't move forward. The stresses that it can build up to ourselves can be, a daily thing that can cause us grief, tension. Then you end up having issues with personal relationships, friendships, partnerships at work, whatever. may be difficult, your partner, your friends may be difficult, and then it can cause agitation. And sometimes we need to just stop. Take a deep breath. Make sure we're okay. Remove any emotional reactions we may be feeling, any physical reactions we may be feeling, anxiety, stress, whatever there may be, anger, frustration, resentment, and we take it from there. And we see what happens, if that makes sense. But you have to make sure you're happy first before anything. Because how can you enjoy life if you're not happy? You know, how can you deal with everyday things if you're not happy? So the power is within you, and he's always about you, and not on a selfish way, not on a I don't care about anybody else way. It's making sure you're being the best version that you can be. You know, maybe you have to learn who you are, truly know who you are, work out the learned behaviors, the programming that we all face and we all have to deal with on a daily basis, and other people's opinions and thoughts and beliefs. Living in this world is quite a difficult thing to do, to navigate your way through life without upsetting people or giving out love and light or sticking up for yourself, just being strong for you. It's not the easiest thing to do. So be kind to you. You're on a journey and you're battling every day, no matter what it is. So always be kind to you. So going on that, I've got Heather on the line from Placerville, or Placerville, I think it's pronounced. So I do apologise if I got it wrong. Heather, are you there, Heather?
Right, you got it right. This is Heather.
Perfect. How are you doing, Heather?
Hey, what you just said, though, resonates with what I'm going through right now.
I understand. So there you go. Yeah. So you can understand it. So hopefully from the 4th, so, you know, what are we today? We're the 7th today, aren't we? So from the 4th, the last couple of days, hopefully things will start turning. There's normally a few days hangover of it. But whatever issues you're dealing with or facing with, they should slowly start to seem like they're being resolved one after the other. And sometimes we have to allow that energy to flow and just to trust the process. Does that make sense, Heather?
Definitely, definitely.
You know, but are you
Got me
okay
in
though?
tears already.
Are you okay though, Heather, in yourself?
Okay, I'm going through a lot right now, and just hearing that there's hope coming, that's good.
I can be honest. I'll be honest with you. I can feel your emotion. That you feel. We can hear it in your voice as well. And I'll be honest with you. I do have spirit with me, or an energy that with me, and they just want to ask you a question. When was the last time you done something nice for yourself? Went and got your hair done. Went and got your nails done. Bought a new outfit or something. When was the last time you done something that was just for you?
Can't remember, it's been so long. At least over a year.
Maybe that's what you need to do at the moment. Just be kind to you. Just go and put a couple of hours aside just for you, and just let yourself know that you're okay, that you're good.
I don't know.
You know, also when you're struggling emotionally, Heather, sometimes just physically actually stop where you are, whether you're at home or out and about, but just put yourself to one side and stop and just close your eyes and take 3 long deep breaths in through the nose and out through the mouth. And you will find that emotionally, mentally, and physically, you will find an instant relief. It doesn't last forever, obviously. You know, stresses come and go and worries come and go. But if you, in that moment, if you just take 3 long deep breaths, it can calm you enough to a level that you go, right, okay, I know what I need to do to keep moving forward.
Yeah.
Try that, Heather.
Yeah.
Can I say I'm being shown there's a birthday around now or coming
Yes.
up. They just want to acknowledge whoever. I've got a gentleman with me, an older man, and he just wants to acknowledge a birthday that's coming up or is around now.
Yeah. Yes. I'm all emotional.
I
Kept
can
inside my
hear
head.
that. I can hear that, sweetie. Are you? I know you're calling this line, but are you a spiritual lady yourself anyway?
Yes. Yes.
Okay, right. They understand. They're not telling you off or anything else like that. So don't think this. What I'm going to say, but because they understand emotionally how you're feeling, and it's not easy for you. Because I really do feel, if I'm honest, really quite emotional, and I feel quite sick as well, if I'm honest, with it. But Spirit want you to know, just try and sit and close your eyes and try and meditate if you can, or try and calm yourself, because they're trying to get through to you to let you know that they are actually around you. And there's been a couple of times they're showing me that you thought spirit had connected with you, or you felt spirit around, but because your emotions at the moment, you're struggling to see clearly. Does that make sense?
Yes, it does.
Okay, so they really want you to try and you know, even if it's just for 5 minutes, to try and open up your mind and connect to spirit how you would normally connect to spirit, and you will feel they'll instantly come in and be aware of how you physically feel. They're telling me.
Yeah.
So if you're feeling anxious or emotional, you will feel the physical relief of them calming your anxiety, calming your emotions. You will feel the physical relief of that.
We'll do that.
Okay.
Yes.
Why am I seeing red and white flowers or red and white roses?
I'm not sure.
Well, I'm seeing the colours red and white in specifically, but I'm seeing red and white flowers.
I don't know.
Right, what's round and is red and white? It could be a letter O, it could be the number O, 0, or the letter O, or something that's round, a symbol. But I'm seeing something that's round and it's red and white, and there's flowers either around it or part of it.
I haven't seen like that at all. I don't know. I have a
Right, bear
red
that
candle
in
that's
mind.
round, but that's it.
Bear that in mind, because I get the idea that you may see something that's predominantly red and white, and there's flowers around it, whether it's a sign, a symbol, or something. But you'll see it, and when you see that, be aware of what's going on around you.
Well,
Okay, I think it's
okay.
spirit want to get a message across to you, or there's going to be a reason for it. Okay.
Okay. I'll pay attention.
And I'm being asked, what's happening in 2 weeks? Is there
I'm
anything
not sure.
significant in 2 weeks around around the 21st of November?
Nothing that I can think of.
No worries. Well, then this red and white thing may be in 2 weeks, but it'll either be in 2 weeks or within 2 weeks. Okay, so just be aware of things around you for the next couple of weeks. Okay.
I will. Sure.
I do feel that help is coming your way, Heather, to help you try and resolve one or two issues. And I'm just being told, and I think you'll know and you'll understand this. I'm just being told, it's okay to speak your own truth, speak your own voice. It's almost like you hold some things back because you're frightened of what the reactions will be.
I do.
And I'm being
I never
told that
speak up.
it's okay to speak your truth.
No, I don't do that ever.
Sorry, I didn't hear that last bit, Heather.
I don't speak up ever. I just kind of hope everything.
Hmm. Just try and I get the feeling that You need to trust in you and believe in you and what you believe. It's almost like you don't feel worthy.
No, not at all. Not at
So
all.
you need to speak your own truth. You have a right to speak up your own truth and to say, this is how I feel and this is what I think. Because we're creatures that communicate and we have to talk. Now, human speech is actually, when you think about it, one of the worst ways to try and convey information to somebody else, because there's limited words and we can't sometimes fully describe how we feel or what we're trying to deal with. So you have to talk and discuss, because the more you talk and the more you discuss, the more everybody understands everybody else. And you understand where other people are coming from, people understand where you're coming from, and so on and so forth. So we have to talk. But when we talk, we have to be authentic and we have to tell our own truth. You know, you have that right, as do everybody else, and not everybody is going to agree. But you never know, you could speak your truth and someone could turn around and say, oh, I didn't see it like that, I apologize, or I didn't see it that way, I didn't think of it like that. And then suddenly you've resolved the situation just because people weren't aware of your truth. So we all have a right to speak our truth.
Yeah, I have to work on that for sure.
Does that make okay? Well, I wish you well, Heather. I really do, and
Thank you. Thank you very much.
I hope you find a sense of peace.
Thank you so much for your time.
You're more than welcome, Heather. You take care.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. No worries. Take care. I have Regan on the Gold Coast in Queensland, Australia. Regan, are you there?
How are you?
I'm well, Regan.
I'm good. I'm here.
How's life for you,
I'm
Regan?
good. Nice morning this morning.
Good, good. Well, I would imagine it would be, being in Queensland, Australia, Gold Coast. But,
yeah.
So, are you a spiritual lady yourself? Do you practice spirit, or
Yes.
it's just an interest?
Sorry?
Or is it just an interest, or is it actually something you do?
I do oracle cards and tarot cards for my friends, but I am spiritual. I'm just sort of getting into it.
Yeah, I got you. So you're quite in tune with yourself.
Oh, I don't know about myself, but yeah, I pick up on a lot of things. Yes.
Would you understand
Whether
why
I
I'm
listen
picking
to
up? Would you understand why I'm picking up a ball of energy around you, or deep in your stomach of frustration?
Yes, 100%.
Is it like things aren't either aren't moving as fast as you would like, or things aren't happening the way you would like? Does that make sense?
Yeah, it makes sense. I would
And
say.
and 2 seconds, don't feed the medium. I'm fat enough. But would you understand, though, that I'm also getting the feeling that that the frustration is towards people.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
2 seconds. Let me just try and work this. God, my stomach's just done absolute somersaults. Because you're actually quite strong, a strong spiritual energy, aren't you? You're actually quite well, not single-minded. You know who you are. Does that make sense?
Yes, yes, yes.
You know your own mind, and you're not frightened to speak your mind, which is actually a really, really good thing. Right.
It took a lot to get there.
Would you understand why I'm being told to tell you that sometimes, not sometimes, the only thing we can control is ourselves. And what other people say, do, and think, there's not much we can do.
Yep.
And
100%.
no matter how much people frustrate you, mate, there. It's almost like the opposing energy that I'm getting. It's almost like someone is seeing the complete opposite view of what you're seeing. Does that make sense?
In a
And you'll
situation or in myself?
No, in a situation, not in
Yes,
yourself.
yes,
I
yes.
feel it's like someone else is seeing the complete opposite of what you're trying to do or what you're trying to, or whatever it is. They're seeing a completely different. But not only that, it's frustrating you to the point you're actually starting to question, are they doing this on purpose?
100%, yep. Yep, very much so.
I'm being told you
Very
need to
much
trust.
so.
I'm being told you need. I'm being told, Regan, you need to trust your own instincts.
Yeah. I'm having it with a few people, though.
Do you get a lot of like stomach churning and things like that?
Oh, gorgeous. Yep. Yeah. Nausea
Right.
and just, yep.
Right. Okay. So you get the nausea, the anxieties, the butterflies. You get, knotted stomachs, the whole lot. Right. Spirit showing me that's one of their ways, because it's one of the ways they communicate with me, and also it's one of my ways that my own soul communicates with me, because my soul sits in the pit of my stomach, the solar plexus chakra, and
Yep.
and so when I'm doing something I shouldn't be doing, my soul would be like knotting my stomach up and going, no, you can't do it. Or if it's something that I should be doing, it will be excited and like, go and do it, go and do it. So the gut instinct type thing. So they're saying in your development, even in everyday life, not just spiritual tarot cards and all that, in everyday life, if you're talking to someone or dealing with situations and your stomach's doing something, that could be your own soul or spirit trying to communicate with you and tell you, hey, they're lying, or no, that's what you should be doing, or no, whatever it is. They're trying to get a
That makes
message.
sense.
Does
Makes
that
a
make
lot of
sense?
sense.
Yeah?
Yeah, it does
So,
actually. It makes a
you
lot
know,
of sense.
you know that feeling we've all had without spirit, that sometimes you can be standing there talking to someone and you just know, you don't know how, but you just know someone's lying to you. As they're talking to you, you can just, there's a feeling you're just going, that's part of it all. So
Yeah,
when you're
I get a
standing
lot of
there,
energy.
exactly, so you're reading people's energies.
Mm,
It's not just
very
about
much. And it
spiritualism.
overwhelms me.
I'm with you there. I'm with you there, Regan. Trust me, you should have seen me 12, 15 years ago. The energies can be very overwhelming.
It's
Gut
actually
instinct,
making sense now, that the communication side.
Yeah. I hope it helps.
I have it all the time.
Yeah. This is where I say everything is about us. And that's not in a selfish way. All the information we ever want in our life is actually in us if we search for it and learn it and develop it and learn to understand what it means. So when you're standing there and you're talking to somebody and you've got a really horrible feeling and something's not right, that's when you go, oh, right, okay, spirit or my own soul is warning me about something's not right. And then suddenly you start to see things that maybe once you didn't
And
see
that's when
before.
that does happen a lot, and that's why I feel like I've become, when I start, because I'm getting it so often, the nauseated feeling, I get very cold, and I'm just like, I just switch off from the conversation because I know they're not listening, so why waste my time?
Yeah, no, I understand that completely. But this is where you now have a right to, as much as we try and accommodate other people's energies and other people's opinions and characters and what they want and don't want in their life, you also have a right to get to a point where you go, no, hang on. If you're not interested or you not want to listen to me or whatever, you then have a right, like you say, to switch off and, get on with your own
I've
life.
got to that point now. I usually listen once. I'll usually listen twice. I'll counsel once. I'll counsel twice. But at the third time, I'll say, I'm not wasting my time anymore, and I'll say it straight to their face.
Yeah, 3 strikes and you're out. And that's fair enough. You've given them a fair warning and fair chance. And that's right.
Yeah.
That's okay. This is, we're so programmed for our life that we have to consider others and everything else. And we do. And that's what makes us nice and kind or whatever. But not to the
I feel like I had a lot nicer heart before.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. But not to the this is what I'm saying. We do all that stuff. We'll be nice to people and everything, but not to the detriment of ourselves, because there are people out there that will take advantage of someone being nice, kind, and all the rest of it. So, but that's where we have the strength ourselves to suddenly get to that point. We go, like you said, you do it 3 times, and that's where the line's drawn. But that's what we have to do. We have to get to that point. Let also other people know. Hang on, you're at the line now. I'm now.
Yeah.
We have a right to speak our own truth, and this
That's
is where
true. And
communication.
the frustration with me is through the roof at the moment. Like just frustrated, anger, just annoyed. Just
Yeah.
can't get past it. It's been really hard.
That's where, again, like I said to the lady on the call before, I say the same to you. If you're getting annoyed, very frustrated, which I can understand, totally understand. It's not a criticism, but when we're annoyed and frustrated, that's when, let's be honest, we all tend to make a situation worse when we're annoyed, frustrated, and all the rest of it. We can end up getting sucked into that energy and creating it, creating a bigger mess. But that's again when I say, if you're feeling frustrated, annoyed, and you can feel your blood boiling, and you're starting to get angry, stop. Just take a step back, take yourself out into a different room, whatever. Just take yourself away for 30 seconds. Just close your eyes and just take 3 long, deep breaths in through your nose and out through the mouth. You have control of you. And if we're allowing other people's energies and other people's actions to create an emotional and physical reaction in us, then we're allowing them to control us.
Yes.
And what we have to do is learn how to control ourselves. So when we're feeling like that and we're feeling on edge and we're feeling angry, frustrated, annoyed, and all the rest of it, so we have to take a step back, take a deep breath. You can still say the same things, you can still ask the same questions, but do it in a calmer way. But also, when you're calmer,
that's where I think I'm unwinding. I think I'm unwinding at the moment because that's just constant. So I used to be able to remove myself, and now it's just everywhere I look. It's just continual all day, that complete frustration. The whole situation, everything's overwhelming. So
do you also think,
don't know how to shut down when it's everything.
Right, I got you. Do you meditate at all, Regan?
No, I don't. I can't visualize.
Try. Seriously, I understand you can't do, or if you can't meditate, stand under a shower. Just stand under a shower for 10 minutes and don't do anything. And just close your eyes and just relax. Physically relax your body and let go of energies. The situation won't change, but physically, you mentally and emotionally, by doing those things, it will make you calmer, make you less stressed. We all know when we get stressed, our body releases that hormone cortisone, which over a period of time is actually not good for you. It can damage your body and so on and so forth. So all this stuff has a knock-on effect. So first of all, make sure you are physically, mentally, and emotionally okay and happy. And if you're not, work out why you're not and deal with them, and then get yourself happy, and then you can deal with any situation. Seriously, it gives you a strength.
Yeah, I think quite sick at the moment.
Yeah, and telling the truth gives its own strength. Speaking your own truth gives its own strength. You suddenly build your own strength by saying to yourself, I'm speaking the truth here, and I'm actually finally being heard. But you're being heard because you're speaking out. You're finally speaking your truth. Anyway, I hope all that helps, Regan. But I've got to go because we're coming towards the end of the show. But I hope that helps. I hope you're well, Regan, and I hope you're well also, Heather, who I spoke to earlier. Please take care of yourselves. Always be kind to yourself. If you're struggling, like I said, take yourself, get your hair done, get your nails done, go and watch a movie, get a nice hot bath with candles, listen to good music. Whatever it is that you like doing, do something for yourself, and you'll find that you'll be a lot happier. So again, thank you, everyone, and I'll see you all next week. You take care.
You're listening to A1R Psychic Radio, Earth's #1 psychic radio network, and watching Moonstruck TV, Enlightening Television. Welcome.
Time for Larkin Psychic Medium with Larkin. Live from larkinsreadings.wixsite.com/website.
Connect direct. In North America, dial 888-454-2751. In London, 20-3519-2158. In Sydney, dial 02-8488-3147. Or online, contact us through our Facebook page, facebook.com/psychic radio.
Or one of our websites,
askoneradio.com or moonstruck.tv.
This is Larkin's Psychic Reading
on A1R, the Ask One Radio Network.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Larkin Psychic Medium Show. Come on in and make yourself comfortable. We are going to be taking a caller this evening. We are here to answer your questions about anything metaphysical or paranormal. So do you want to know about your spirit guides and or your angels? Maybe you've been having dreams. Maybe you're wanting to connect with a loved one that has crossed over or communicate with an animal, either here in this life or elsewhere. Maybe you've got other questions that I haven't mentioned here, but that's what I'm here for the next short period of time to share with you whoever it is who's going to call in today and connect them to spirit and get their questions answered. For those of you who do not know, my updated website is larkinsreadings.com. That's larkinsreadings.com. You can also find me on Facebook. And, we are talking about everything and anything spiritual, metaphysical, conscious, paranormal, because I believe it is so important to make this a way of life. You have been in existence as a conscious soul since before you were born, and you will be for eternity after you cross back over. And so why not embrace the whole aspect of our existence, right? Our mind and body, our soul, our consciousness, and all of that is a part of who we are. You are a soul in temporary physical form, electromagnetic energy that is conscious, having a life experience that we call physical. And there is so much more to our reality than our current society deems normal, right? But I think it's so important to validate our spiritual connections, validate them most importantly for ourselves, even more so than with a reader or a reading. And to integrate that is a way of life. And then when you guys get a reading on here or anywhere, the most important part is what you do afterwards. Do you walk away and apply what you learned in the reading? Do you walk away acknowledging the greater link and connection that you now have with spirit? That's so important. So it's really important that we make bigger use of these readings. And, so if you guys want to call in tonight, I'm ready to take a caller. We have Amanda from New Brunswick, Canada. Welcome, Amanda. How are you today?
Hi, I'm good. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. What can I do for you?
Well, I was hoping for a medium reading, but I'm not sure if you do that.
Absolutely, sure I do. That's one of the things I was just talking about. So we do have limited time here. So do you have a specific question or person that will help me connect who you want to connect with?
Yeah, I do.
Okay.
He's my ex-boyfriend. He died about a month and a half ago.
And was this a surprise? Was this unexpected?
Yeah.
I'm immediately getting this was unexpected. Is this the gentleman? Did he have did he have brown hair? Sort of slender? Okay.
Yeah.
Wow. I'm seeing that it looks like this was very quick. Was he in an accident?
No.
Okay. Was this quick? Because I'm being shown
it was quick.
Something that happened quick. Okay. Wow, I'm getting such chills. Oh, wow. he left quite a few things with you. Did he leave you a dog or something? Something alive? Did he leave?
He didn't leave me anything
Okay.
that I'm aware of.
I'm getting well, so he's showing me all sorts of different things right now. He is right there. I'm actually, he wants you to be able to actually feel him, Amanda. So
I do.
You do? Okay, good. Because he is so like physically close to you right now. And I want to see if you can really feel this, because I really have chills, and I hope that you can too. When you feel the chills, that's his electromagnetic energy actually in your energy field, in your energy body. And
really,
yeah. So the other thing is like if you find yourself tearing up and you're thinking about him, a lot of times it's not that you're thinking first and then you're tearing up. It's that electromagnetic energy is more than you can process.
Okay.
So like right now, he's like very close, like tight up against your left shoulder, which would be my right side, which is where I'm seeing him. And he's just saying he's so sorry. Like he did not, this took him by surprise as well. Gosh. He's been trying to actually reach out to you from the moment that he passed. He's been trying to let you know, hey, I'm still here. And he did not suffer. But what he's seeing is he's afraid that it's going to take you a long time to get on with this, get on with your life and get over this, because you had a lot of plans and dreams and visions that you're wanting for a life with him, correct?
Yeah.
And he's very concerned about that. And this is very hard for me to say, because I know in your position this is very hard for you to believe. But one of the things that he wants to tell you that is so important is that, I know this is hard to hear now, but I have to say it because he's telling me, there's going to be someone else in your life that is every bit as good for you, that you're going to be as happy with, that you're going to want to be with as much. It's obviously you're going to need time to heal and get through this, but he's concerned that his passing is sort of causing you to look at life as like, okay, I've got all this life left to live, and what is there? The thing I really wanted to share, the life I wanted to create with this person is now no longer an option. Let me know if that makes sense to you, or if it doesn't,
Yeah.
and I'll word what he's saying. But that's exactly what he's making me feel, which is what he's trying to convey to you, is that he knows that you're feeling that you're thinking that you're going through a lot of anguish, because you're projecting your whole future now. Like, oh my God, what is left? And he wants you to know that there is so much left, that even though this caught his human self by surprise, his soul actually chose this. His soul chose to be shorter time. Now I'm seeing another male figure about his age or younger. Does he have a younger brother?
Yeah, but he's alive.
Okay, that's what I mean. Yes, alive, correct. Okay. He's been trying to get through to him as well. And he's been connecting.
He won't talk to me.
Okay, well, he's trying to get through to him. So use that for validation that he's coming through to me, because I would not have known that he had a younger brother. That's what he was showing me. And when you cross over, everything that was of worry and concern fades away, because there is no egoic self. And he wants you to know that he is not ever, ever going to leave you. He is always going to be there now looking after you, and that his relationship with you has not ended. It has just transformed. Okay. And that's a phrase I use. Those aren't his words. I use the word transformed, but that's what he's making me feel that he wants you to see. He's not going anywhere.
I want to know if he pushed me away so hard so he could do it.
If he pushed you away so hard, why?
So he could commit suicide.
he says he pushed you away so that he wasn't. What he's showing me is he wasn't decided what he was going to do, but he knew that he was so lost and miserable that he couldn't be close to anyone. Amanda, I know this is really hard to understand, but he couldn't be close to anyone. So he was in total survival mode. So yes, that is why he pushed you away. But what he says is that his initial intention was not to commit suicide at first. He'd been fighting that contemplation. He was trying to get past that. He really was trying to get past that. But here's the other thing. What he's showing me is he also knew in the back of his mind that he probably wasn't going to be able to pull himself out. Does that make sense? He probably wasn't going to be able to pull himself out. So I'm not looking at you. I'm looking at what he's showing me, and I'm scanning everything because I have to filter what he really wants you to know. And then he also wants you to know. He also wants you to know that it was not your fault. There's nothing you could have done. Absolutely nothing you could have done. Had you been in his life more, had you not been in his life, had you been there with him, had you taken him somewhere to get more professional help, he wants you to know something his soul chose. This is hard for me to share with you, but this is what he's telling me, okay? I know I only have about a minute or so left, but here's what's really important here, is that you know that he is perfectly fine right now. Okay. And that he knows he missed out on a life with you by making this choice. But it was his human mind made the choice, not the soul that he is. And he also wants you to know that you guys actually have a soul connection that is eternal, and it is so strong. And so you will see him again in heaven. You will have the opportunity to incarnate with him again. I hope this is comforting, because he wants you to really know that your relationship isn't over. You're just going to have to wait a while to connect again with him in a physical way. Okay? And he wants you to cry and get it all out, but he most importantly wants you to know there is nothing you could have done. He said he was on a one track. He was on a track for this, no matter how much he was trying not to be. Okay? Now I have about 30 seconds left, but I want to invite you to, if you want to reach out and connect to me and message me on larkinsreadings.com, we can take about 10 or 15 minutes and finish this there. Okay. If you have any questions, I think that's really important considering your circumstances. Okay. Is this helpful?
It was Larkin what, sorry?
Oh, larkinsreadings.com.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, need to finish this. Was this helpful for you today?
Yeah, thank you.
Okay, thank you so much, Amanda. Guys, I want to thank you all for tuning in. This is what we do. I hope to see you all again next week. Thank you so much for tuning in. I gotta go. Bye, everyone.
You're listening to A1R Psychic Radio, Earth's #1 psychic radio network, and watching Moonstruck TV and Lightning Television. Welcome.
Time for Soul Alignment Mentor with Angie Harris. Live from AngieHarris.org.
Connect direct. In North America, dial 888-454-2751. In London, 20-3519-2158. In Sydney, dial 02-8 888-3147. Or online, contact us through our Facebook page, facebook.com/psychic radio. Or one of our websites, askoneradio.com or moonstruck.tv. This is Soul Alignment Mentor on A1R, the Ask One Radio Network.
Welcome back, everyone. If you are just now tuning in to me for the first time, my name's Angie. I am a Soul Alignment Mentor, which simply means that I help people realign with their highest self, their consciousness, their intuition, and reprogram the ego mind in order to understand yourself as more of a spiritual being than just a human. And so I wanted to share a little bit today about some intuitive insights I've been getting recently about our emotions and our human comprehension of how we work in this world. And I was thinking before I got on, if I could title this as something, I would call it, Are You Constipated? And when I say that, I talk about emotions. Are you holding things in your body, in your energy, that are clogging you up and causing you to struggle in everyday life? Whether that's showing up in your family life, at work, or just simply feeling kind of in a fog, maybe struggling with having negative beliefs or not really feeling positive throughout your day. And the reason I share this is just simply because as I've been doing healing work for over 20 years, I have come to understand that a lot of us hold many emotions in our body that then begin to manifest outwardly and cause us to struggle with relationships, with focus, with limiting beliefs, with being able to show up as our best self in all settings. The more we allow ourselves to feel things or get to know our own emotions and release them, the easier it is for us to feel free in all settings, whether that's the relationship in your family or a partner or at your job, working with coworkers or with someone that you might struggle with. And so I wanted to bring this to light to some people because it can be a hard thing to understand what might be causing us to feel a certain way. And it could simply be because you haven't allowed yourself to understand what emotions you are holding in your body. And so, if that is something that you struggle with, I am gifted in being able to help people see into their own energy. So, if you would like to set up a personal reading with me to go deeper into that, to understand what might be causing you to feel off in your life or struggle, I would be happy to help with that. You just go to my website, angieharris.org, and I can help with that. And so I wanted to provide a reading today, and it looks like Melissa from Eugene, Oregon is on. Melissa, are you there?
I am.
How are you today?
I'm okay. How are you?
Oh, me too. I'm okay too. So you were calling in to get a reading. Is there something specific that you were wanting to tune in for or for me to ask Spirit about, or is there just a general reading?
Yeah, I have like a bunch of questions, but I'm all over the place right now. I'm feeling kind of stuck with work, and I try to tune into my guides all the time, but I'm not hearing anything clear, and I just am. I've been a little overwhelmed the past few months. So.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, the way that I do readings is sometimes I'm already getting some messages for you, Melissa, but I'm going to pull a card. I pull some oracle cards just to see what else Spirit might want to say. But right off the bat, as I'm hearing you talk, I'm hearing that you are going through a transition, and that there might be a possibility that you're feeling frustrated with where you are and wishing to see things move forward in a different way. Like maybe you're feeling as if, is it possible that you have been or had gone through some kind of a spiritual awakening, Melissa? Like maybe you've kind of began to change the way you see yourself in the world in some way?
Yeah, Yeah, I'm trying. Yeah, and I get frustrated that I can't hear myself, like I can't hear them, like, so,
Yes.
yeah. Or my
Okay.
dad, like, yeah. So.
Okay. Yeah. So one of the things that I I'm hearing in my spirit to tell you is sometimes, I don't know if you heard what I was talking about prior to getting on the call with you, but I was talking about our emotions and feelings getting stuck in our energy field and how they can cause us to feel flooded or blocked in some way. And I sense this for you. I sense that maybe you have been trying really hard to move forward. And sometimes when we get in our ego and we focus on what we don't have, we forget that we can lean on and just relax into what should be. And I'm actually hearing your guides come through right now, and they're saying that sometimes you one okay, they're saying two things. One, you are going through a transition in your energy. I don't know if you've done much healing work to kind of pull out some of the things that you've been through in your life, like past traumas or emotions or things that you've been through. But I'm hearing that you are going through a transition of healing your beliefs about yourself, and sometimes that is hard. And in order for us to grow and heal, sometimes our guides will kind of shift their energy a little bit and allow us to go through kind of it may feel kind of dense and heavy sometimes, because if we don't feel that dense heaviness, then we don't know what to work on in our own energy. And so they're giving you an opportunity to go more inward and maybe do some more shadow work, is what I'm hearing. And that there has been a little bit more of a need to open up, um, to kind of bring some more gratitude in towards yourself and where you are, because I'm hearing that you've come a long ways, that you've already done a lot of work on yourself, and that you have been focusing on healing and growing, but this next level is going to require more of you, and it's going to require more of your energy. And so for you to open up and receive what is next for you, there's another layer in which you have to release kind of the heavy beliefs or limiting mindsets that you might unconsciously be holding on to in order to ascend into a new, what I would call a frequency. So our guides, I'm hearing that you understand some of this language, so I'm just going to speak this out like you do. But our guides are at a different frequency level than us, and our spirit, those that have passed and transition in spirit, they're at a different frequency than we are here on earth. And so in order to connect with them, we have to raise our vibration to connect and hear them. But what's interesting is our guides know when it's time for us to shift in our energy and grow and heal into a higher frequency, and they will pull back their energy a little bit. And it can feel frustrating to us because we think we're doing something wrong, but really it's them pulling back, and they're trying to teach us what is keeping us from moving to that next higher frequency. So your guys are kind of working with you a little bit and trying to help you become, I'm hearing, more intuitive and more connected with your higher self to hear your spirit team on a more conscious level. Like, I think that a lot of messages that you've received have been really connected to your own life, but it might be possible your spirit team is enhancing your frequency to help you be able to hear more for other people also. Does any of this make sense or align with what you're feeling?
I've been trying not to laugh because like, I'm like, what? Yeah, no, yeah, no. And I ask them all the time, I'm like, can you just like speak up? Like, can you just like talk to me in my dreams, like something, or like, and I hear, but then I'm like, that's just me. And then I hear, no, it's not. And I'm like, yes, it is. And I'll argue. And then they're like, okay, fine. And then I know that they back away because I'm arguing and because I have such self-doubt. And like the past few months have been like really, really dark for me. And so, and I get, like, I know, right? I already know that that's what they're doing to me. But I also am like, do you have to do it like that extreme? Like, you know, I can't, like, don't push me over the edge here, you know?
Yeah,
So,
it's difficult. I understand. So I'm being told to tell you about so I'm an author of 2 books, and my first book is called Leaf Lessons. And I'll just share a little bit, but the reason it's called Leaf Lessons is because back like over 20 years ago in 2004, I had a vision of a leaf, and my spirit team taught me a lesson with this leaf. And they said when the leaf releases its struggle when it's like in a river, the river can carry it where it's meant to go. But when it gets stuck behind a rock, it begins to fight against a rock and try to control its life and try to fix things. And that's where it gets stuck. And so I'm hearing your guides say if you relax a little bit more and start trusting that, you know, that when you start to argue with them, like your ego is like wanting to be like, and it might be possible they're telling you messages that you don't want to hear. If you relax a little bit more, I feel like they're going to carry you through this a little bit more easily. I'm also hearing, I just heard them say, work on your root chakra, on grounding a little bit more, because as you shift, as you work through this energy, what's interesting is when we raise our frequency and we step into a more connected ability to hear from our guides, we've actually got to work more on grounding ourselves, because that energy can make us feel a little floaty when we're not connected. And so those are 2 things I didn't hear them want to say, but you're actually on the right track. I think you're just really frustrated right now because the last 2 months there's been an energetic shift where the universe is attempting to take people into the next level, but it requires feeling this hardness for a while, because if you don't do it now, it's going to happen later. But I'm also hearing that you want to leave your job and just trust that it will happen when it's supposed to.
well, that's freaking me out bad because, like, I clean and I have been losing clients, and they're like, they were clients I didn't like anyways, but it's like the money thing it's terrifying because then I don't know what I'm supposed to be doing. Like, I love doing energy healing. Like, I do Reiki and I do this thing called the emotion code and the body code and stuff like that. I'm not certified in that, but I do have my Reiki level 1. And I am really intuitive, but the thing is like, I need like a job. Is that like, I'm 45 now and I don't have like retirement or anything like that, you know? So that is really worrisome right now.
Right. And if I had more time, I have about 30 seconds left with you, but you're always welcome to reach out to do more of an individual session with me. But just know that you're in the right place. Just keep trusting. I think your guides are guiding you, and I really sense more of a grounding and trusting energy, but I understand your struggles. I think we all have those, but I will be sending you lots of positive prayers. And like I said, you're welcome to reach out if you would like more support with that. So
thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you all for tuning in today. And I hope that you all have a beautiful rest of your day.
You're listening to A1R Psychic Radio, Earth's #1 psychic radio network, and watching Moonstruck TV, enlightening television. Welcome.
Time for Understanding Spirit with Mary Shapano. Live from MaryVCircles.com. Connect direct. In North America, dial 888-454-2751. In London, 20-3519-2158. In Sydney, dial 02-8488-3147. Or online, contact us through our Facebook page, facebook.com/psychic radio. Or one of our websites, askoneradio.com or moonstruck.tv. This is Understanding Spirit on A1R, the Ask One Radio Network.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to another week of Understanding Spirit. I hope you're all well and you've all had a really good week. Here in Melbourne, Australia, we're having a glorious day. It is hot and we are getting ready for summer, so we're all very happy here today. I wanted to speak to you a little bit about healing while I'm waiting for a caller to come through. I've had a lot of people coming and asking me lately during their readings whether they should be healers. They want to do Reiki or any other kind of holistic healing, and they're not really sure whether they should do that or not. So one of the ways that I've got somebody sort of sitting in front of me, one of the ways that I get them to kind of like test themselves, right, is, and for anyone that's curious today, you can do it yourself. I do it along with us. I just get everybody to rub their hands together. All right, now we have our aura. So you will feel energy from one hand to the other, which is your aura. Okay, but then if you after you start rubbing, as strongly as you want, it's up to you, right, place your hands sort of like that, like holding a ball. You will feel the energy between your hands. You should feel something. If you don't, that's okay. But if you are questioning whether you are meant to be a healer or not, you will feel something there. Okay. So as you've got your hands sort of like that, you will feel the energy. So then I just ask people to kind of just play with the energy a bit, just kind of try and manipulate it any way that you want. You should feel it in between your hands, no matter what you're doing. Now, I'm a hands-on healer and my husband is a Reiki master healer. So I am very familiar with the energy in the hands, so is he. Now, I feel a very strong sensation in my hands, and it's like pins and needles, or it's like a stabbing sort of pain. And if you have that, you know, it's like a guideline for you to know that you are a healer. So if you're wanting to pursue any kind of holistic healing, just know that that's what that is. If you're feeling that sensation, you don't know what it is and you haven't thought about healing, that maybe that's something for you to look into as well. Okay, so I hope that helps anyone that may have that kind of question going on at the moment. I do have a caller. I think I'm with Gwendolyn. Hello.
Hi.
Hi, is it Gwendolyn?
How are you?
I'm good.
Yes, I'm here.
Very quickly, and I wasn't sure if I got it right. How can I help you today?
Well, you know, I'm feeling very confused about my housing and my relationship. I'm not sure. I'm feeling very stuck. Like I can't just be my attention deficit. I'm feeling very blocked.
Okay. All right. Well, let me have a
I'm
look
not
for
sure
you.
if my relationship is worth it anymore.
Okay. All right. Well, let me have a look for you, okay? I'll just do some cards for you, and I'll just see what messages come through from my guide as well. I am being shown that your relationship has been very stormy. I see it like up and down, and I feel like you haven't had kind of a break from this for like a very long time. Does that make sense for you?
Mhm. Yes.
I'm looking forward to see if things kind of ease up for you. And I really don't. And actually, if it does, it won't be for a very, very long time. And I also feel like if you, from what I'm being shown, for anything to settle in your relationship, you have to be the one to make sacrifices and for things to kind of calm down in the relationship. But then along with that, I'm seeing that you're not happy. Does that make sense for you?
Yes, and I'm speaking of, and I'm feeling like because he's younger than me, maybe is this the problem? Like, I'm not sure.
Yeah, the age, yes, I do feel it is like a little bit of an issue. I feel like his immaturity regarding what you want out of this is a big part of the problem. I also feel like he just doesn't want to go forward, and he's a little bit smug about it as well. Does that make sense for you?
He's a little bit what?
Smug.
Smug?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Like he doesn't want to go forward in life or with the relationship at all.
Let me just, I'll check. I feel like it's a little bit of both because it affects both, but I'm getting a lot with life. I feel like he's quite happy where he is and how he is. Does that make sense for you? Okay. I feel like it's like he knows that he's got you and he doesn't need to kind of work on the relationship, and he just wants to just let it kind of play out. I feel like it's just on his terms, and I do feel like he is taking advantage of your investment in the relationship. Does that make sense for you?
Yes, it does. And I mean, what can I do to try and like, and because I would like to work it out. I really would. I'm tired of starting over all the time.
Yeah, okay, that's fair enough. I feel like money is an issue with him as well. Is money affecting your relationship?
I feel like the fact that I have more money and he's not working is a problem.
Yeah, because I see that
he's drinking.
Oh, okay.
He's in jail. He's in jail right now for the drinking, and I'm not sure if.
Okay, well that explains why I'm seeing him stuck, like he was stagnant. There's no movement there around him. Look, if you want advice from Spirit, Spirit is saying you need to cut the cords with him. You need to cut ties with him. Okay, there's to work it out with him is going to cost you a lot. And I'm not even talking about money. I'm just talking emotionally. I'm talking about your mental health. I'm seeing you completely drained by this person.
So there's no way that we could ever.
I'm just seeing that he just is. I don't feel like there's much repentance by him regarding how he got himself in this situation. I feel like he's like, oh well. Does that make sense for you? Is that how he is?
I feel like he might be gay also, or am I just, my intuition's wrong?
Okay. Well, do you want me to ask? Do you want me to ask about that?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, my guide is saying maybe bisexual. It could have been though more through experimenting. Okay, not that he actually. Okay, so he could have found himself in those situations and decided, hey, why not? I'll try. Okay, and but I'm getting it more like experimenting than he's gay. I do feel there's a lot about him that you don't know, though. Okay, and I do also feel like he's quite happy that he has you on the go, like kind of jumping at his whim and whatever. Okay, whatever he wants. I do also see you handing over money to him, with a big smile on your face, and he's accepting it readily as well. Does that make sense for you?
Yes. So in at any rate, so this person is just does not love me and will not put the effort in.
I feel your love for him. I feel your want for him, right? And I see your commitment. I just see that for him, he has more love and more commitment for himself and what he does rather than for you. Okay? So
And that's never going to change, is it?
I don't see that changing. I really, really don't. And even if he was in a position where he had more money, I feel like he would walk like away from you. Okay. And I feel like you're a beautiful person and you deserve better. My guide is saying you need to move on before he really messes with your head and your emotions, and he makes it difficult for you later on to have a relationship with somebody else, because then you're going to have trust issues and you're going to feel like you're not worthy of the next person that you come across. Okay. I know that this is very difficult. I do see the attraction that you have for him, but you've got to move on if you want what's best for you. Okay.
To A1R Psychic Radio, Earth's #1 psychic radio network, and watching Moonstruck TV, enlightening television. Welcome. Time for Soulfully Guided with Carmel Ann. Live from soulfullyguided.com.au. Connect direct In North America, dial 888-454-2751. In London, 20-3519-2158. In Sydney, dial 02-8488-3147. Or online, contact us through our Facebook page, facebook.com/psychic radio. Or one of our websites, askoneradio.com or moonstruck.tv. This is Soulfully Guided on A1R, the Ask One Radio Network.
Hello everyone and welcome to Soulfully Guided. So today I wanted to spend a little bit of time to share with you about our website and our service at Soulfully Guided. So we provide a variety of spiritual based services, and when I find that I'm on the border of being, enjoying my social sciences and my sciences as well as my spirituality, and I meet somewhere in the middle of there. So the purpose of wanting to talk about my website is because it really is the heart of Soulfully Guided, and we've put a lot of time into our website, and I feel educating people on how I provide a service for you is really important, so that you're utilizing your time for your booking with the right reader for you, and also that your money is being used wisely, especially in an economy like the one we're living in today. So our website is, if you're ever in doubt of any of our social media pages or our email or anything seems off to you, I always say go to our website, and that is the first place you will find all our authentic and genuine social media links, ways to contact us, and information about Soulfully Guided. And so our website, you'll find us at soulfullyguided.com.au, or you'll also find it on soulfullyguided.com, and it will link back to the same website. So what we do is at Soulfully Guided, we've got a really great booking system, and you'll see through our website that if you need to find anything about me, it will generally be right there on our website. We do welcome questions if you have further questions, and there's a Contact Us tab, which you are able to find how to contact me, or you can directly message me through our website. We have a bonus events page as well, which will show you in-person guest appearances I make at special events. Also, my private gigs, my private in-person and private online gigs that I do, and that's in the events page. With the services page, I've really spent a lot of time with this, and I really enjoy I really like how it's been done, and I love the website. Maybe I'm a bit biased, but if anyone would like to book our services, I find the best way to do that is by going through our services tab on our website, and that's all automated. So you're going to receive reminders, confirmation, receipt for your purchase, and once you go to the services tab, it will have a window or a page of what our services are, and you click on whether it be your tarot reading or your courses or your coaching sessions and all the different services you'll see on our website. And once you go into there, you'll either have the option to inquire if it's a more customized service, but with the main services that you can book online, like your tarot readings, they'll give you options of what we offer, and then it will also show you my availability in my time zone or your time zone if you're in a different time zone. So it's really simple and avoids that back and forth communication and miscommunication if I make a mistake with a time zone. So I wanted to simplify everything for both not only you but also for me. And you'll have the option to do a Zoom or in-person reading. If they're not your preferred methods, just let me know, but my preferred methods are through Zoom and in person. And that everything is pretty much automated from there. You receive your notifications and your reminders, and it makes life really simple and a pleasant experience to book. So that's our booking side of things. And anything you want to know, as I said, is basically on our website, but we do welcome questions. I wanted to share with you that with our Soulfully Guided tarot readings, that I'm very proudly and I'm very honoured to say that we do offer a 5-star service. And I believe that's not just the quality of the readings, but the quality of the connection that I have with people. And I'm confident enough in my journey that if I don't like to fill gaps or give you information if I don't see it. So what I prefer to do is be honest with you, and I feel that honesty is really the best way. If you ask a question and that becomes if it's a maybe, not a simple yes or no, I'm going to explore that and unpack that for you. But most of all, I'm going to be honest. So a lot of our 5-star reviews come from the way we connect with people, but also through our honesty. I like looking at cards, and you'll hear me say, tarot readings, if you've asked a question, we like to do, I'll cross-analyze it and ask the same question multiple ways to make sure the same theme emerges and to get that real clarity in your advice. We're not, at Soulfully Guided, we're not really a quick fix service. We're not a simple yes or no service, having just said what I said, but we like to delve into things and really like to help you break down those walls that you've built a lifetime. And we like to get to the core of your question. So we don't just answer your question, we unpack it, we dissect it, we look and we compare and contrast. And we provide a real emotional-based service. Being an empath, it's a strong empathic service and a very much a feelings-based service. And I have this conversation with, clinical staff or a behavioural psychologist, and I say, imagine, obviously I'm not a doctor, but imagine you had a patient and you could feel their pain and you can feel what they were experiencing. And I believe that's part of, my trauma, but also, my understanding of behavior as well. So it's not just spiritual alone. So it's a really nice experience, and we really delve into things to give you long-term benefits. And what we also do is, because it's such profound readings that provide breakthrough advice, and they unpack a lot. And I like to make myself as approachable as I can in my readings. And as you'll see, the website process to made really easy, but also the reading process to be made really easy, when you feel that you are safe and not judged, and you can be completely present in your reading. So I say to people, please don't take notes. Please don't try and remember everything. I just want you at your service, whether it's coaching, teaching, or a tarot reading, or any other service we do. So I offer, in our one-on-one services, I always offer recordings, and that is your option. And I believe a recording is part of our service. I'm the service provider, and I will offer that to you. So at Soulfully Guided, we record your reading with your permission. I take photos, and I also provide you your questions, because we all understand art to a degree, and looking at these cards, if you have a recording of your reading, you'll also be able to see the cards as well. And it's a nice, complete little package that's included as part of your service. So that, because I feel that the quality of advice you get during your 30 or 1 hour reading, or your coaching session, or whichever service, your one-on-one service you've chosen, I feel that the benefits of that session will last much longer than that time you spend with me. And I always say I highly recommend people to record it, even for me to record it, even if they don't want it, because I'd rather you have the recording and not want it than not have the recording and want it. So we unpack and we talk a lot. We uncover a lot in such a short period, and that's because you're at this situation where you're not having to fully explain to someone what you've been through or what you're feeling. It's someone connecting with you at a soul deep level, and we're sharing your experience with you, and we're unpacking it and dissecting it. And so that recording can really help you much further in your future as well. So it's a really great experience to be able to provide that to people as part of our Soulfully Guided service. So it's been a long journey for me, and an incredible journey. And the best part of Soulfully Guided is my ability to be transparent and my confidence to be honest. And I really feel that because of that human touch and that empathy, we're able to reach people on a very deep level. And if I had to repeat to you what I said in your readings, it would be very hard to replicate it, because in that moment, you have my undivided attention. I'm all yours, and I'm all there for you for your reading. We also customize. We don't come along with, there's so many wonderful tarot spreads that have been created for many multiple reasons and purposes, but at Soulfully Guided, we don't use pre-made spreads, which spreads are basically the layout of the cards and the question for that position of where the card is. So what we do at Soulfully Guided is where I said we write your questions down. I wasn't joking when I said we really dissect things, but for each person, our needs, our story, our lives, our expectations of a reading, they are all different. So I'm not going to use a one-size-fits-all approach for everyone. And we have a little chat, and I'm creating questions as you're talking with me. And I say to people, you can tell me as little or as much as you like, because each service is individual. But we also treat it that way, in that each person that comes to me for a service, we will structure your own tarot spread during your booking that's specifically created for you. So as Soulfully Guided evolves, we're creating processes that make it not only simple for everyone else that's using our service, but also for me. And it's a beautiful exchange, and it's a very safe place to be. So you'll find that our website is a great source of authentic information about Soulfully Guided. And if ever in doubt anywhere, please refer back to our website. And we are a very ethical and honest business, and we treat you the way we would like to be treated. And sometimes we might not be the right fit for everyone, and I'd love you the opportunity to make that decision for yourself with the plethora of information on our website. So thank you for listening, and thank you for considering Soulfully Guided. We always have your best interest at heart as well as our own, and we welcome people from all walks of life.
You're listening to A1R Psychic Radio, Earth's #1 psychic radio network, and watching Moonstruck TV, enlightening television. Welcome.
Time for Your Time to Shine with Julie Yeager-Walker. Live from Wings of Souls with Julie.com.
Connect direct. In North America, dial 888-454-2751. In London, 20-3519-2158. In Sydney, dial 02-8488-3147. Or online, contact us through our Facebook page, facebook.com/psychic radio.
Or one of our websites,
AskOneRadio.com or Moonstruck.tv.
This is Your Time to Shine
on A1R, the Ask One Radio Network.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Your Time to Shine, a radio show designed to help you explore your own divine gifts. Good evening, and thank you so much for being here with me this evening, and I hope tonight finds you well. So I've been talking to a few people lately, and this includes me as well in this story, in this part of the teaching moment of my show. But as I have been talking with people out there, everybody seems to be kind of going through this transition period. And it's very interesting. It's this period in between maybe a spiritual awakening or some transformational area of your life, something that's opening up. And you just know that on the other side, there's something coming. There's something bigger. And like I said, I've been talking to a few people, and we're comparing notes of what's going on in our lives. And even though we're all going through something different, there are still so many similarities. So what do I mean about a spiritual transformation? So in the astrology chart, and I'm not an astrologer, but I have been hearing some of the people saying that we are on the verge. There's like really big energy for shifts and changes, and it's really firing us up, and it's going into next year. And so there's this period where people are feeling like they are in this transition period. So what does that look like? So some of you might feel stuck, right? You've got this push and this pull of this energy of feeling stuck. You want to change your job, but you don't really want to change your job because you've got the job security, right? Maybe you want to shift in your relationship, but yet you don't want to shift in your relationship. So it's this energy of not knowing exactly what to do, where you have to just sit there and put everything on pause and go, you know what? I'm going to just take a moment and take a breath and see what comes, right? Another way you can tell is, you've got sleep versus no sleep. You're either extremely tired or you're not getting any sleep at all, right? It's that same kind of push and pull feeling that's really hard for us to decide, to figure out. Our body is trying to figure it all out as well as we are. Conflicts arise, right? Conflicts in relationships, in work relationships, all the relationships out there, friendships, right? There's conflicts arising. You may find that you're arguing more, you're not communicating effectively, right? It's like everything is seemingly so hard to get through. It's just like you're pushing against a wall at all the time. Your emotions are out of control. You're very emotional, and things, 1 minute you're joyous and you're happy, and the next minute you're in tears. It's all these really raw emotions that are coming up. And then some of you might even feel like this complete and total calm and inner peace. And you're thinking, what is this about? Right? So any and all of those categories may be indications that you too are in this transition period, right? And it's all about what we need to do, taking that inner look and saying, okay, what is it that needs to shift or change? Because the things that we continue to do aren't working. So what is it that we need to do to shift that up, to change that, to get moving forward into that next level, into that next step? And part of that may actually be to take a step back, right? To stop trying to push against something that isn't working, to stop, the conflicts and um, trying to figure out what's going on, because obviously it's not working doing it the way that you're doing it, because you're pushing against a wall. So it's a matter of stepping back, taking a breath and saying, you know what, maybe I don't need to do anything with this right now. Maybe I take a break. Maybe that's a month. Maybe that's 2 months, right? It's all very different for each one of us. But it's actually being in that awareness of saying, okay, wait a minute, there's something going on here. I'm in preparation for something, right? Some of you, maybe your calendars were completely full, like mine, and they're starting to kind of fall away, right? It's giving you that chance to take a breath, to reevaluate and say, okay, what is the next step that I need to do? All things that you're kind of going through this transition period. And it's okay to have all of those things. It's okay to step back and say, I'm taking a moment, I'm taking a breath so that I can regroup and figure out what it is that I need to do, figure out something new, because the way I'm doing it is not working for me anymore. It's like beating your head against the wall, right? Do you ever feel that way? That you're pushing and you're pushing and you're pushing and it doesn't work. It doesn't turn out the way you thought. Everything is hard. And so that is the time that you have to step back and go, okay, time to shift and try something different. Even if it's something that you hadn't even thought about, even if it's something that might seem a little scary, all it takes is just a little deviation from our path in order to start the flow again, in order for everything to start coming in with ease. So again, I think a lot of you are out there right now are going through that. So in preparation for tonight, I pulled a couple cards, which I think is so hilarious because, of course, it relates to everything that I just talked about. So I pulled 2 cards. It says, I am at the center of peace, right? We just talked about that, feeling that inner calm and peace. I am filled with healthy energy, right? So some of us need that energy, right? Some of us need that energy to get through the day, maybe because we aren't sleeping at night, right? So interesting of the cards, that come up because they always relate. I have wonderful energy that sustains me throughout each day. I am radiant, vital, and alive. And the peace card says, in peace, I live and move and experience life because I keep myself centered, inner peace. I have peace in my outer world, right? So if you're in that transition period, it's okay. Be gentle with yourself. Be okay with stepping back. Be okay with changing it up. Whatever it is and whatever that looks like for you, it is absolutely perfect and in the right and divine timing. All right. Well, right now we are going to go to the phone lines. We have someone on the line ready to talk with me this evening. We've got Jennifer in San Diego, California. Good evening, Jennifer, and welcome to Your Time to Shine.
Thank you. Good evening.
Good evening. How are you?
I'm doing well. Thank you. How are you?
I am good, thank you. What can I do for you this evening?
Honestly, everything you just said kind of seems like it's definitely what's going on with me. That could explain some stuff. But I just wanted to talk to you about my relationship with John because you mentioned communication, and that kind of seems our thing right now. He's had a lot going on, and his MO is, as things get stressful, he definitely kind of slams that door and doesn't want to talk. Whereas I'm trying to figure things out, and we've kind of maybe it's just what you talked about, kind of that energy shift right now with what's going on. But it just seems, I know he's stressed. I know a lot's going on. And I don't know. I figure I'd talk to you.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, a lot of it, a lot of it has to do with the energy and the shift and what's going on in the cosmos. And definitely, if what I just said resonated with you, then it's most definitely a message for you. However, let me tune in and see what other information I can get for you. And so as I do that, there's just going to be a little moment of silence as I do that, and then I'll be right back with you. Okay?
Okay.
Okay, Jennifer. Yeah, what they're showing me is he he has a tendency to get very overloaded very quickly. Um, and then when he does, he shuts down. And so it's about taking that and kind of honoring that, right? And being okay, well, because you're the one that wants to talk it out, and he's the one that shuts down. And so because of that, you're not meeting on the same frequency, you're not meeting on the same level. So what they're showing me is for to actually take that step back, right? To take that step back and give him that moment of what he needs to do, what he needs to process through. So then you can come back to the table and say, okay, that didn't work. So what is it? What is it that we need to do? What is it that we need to talk about now that we've both had a moment to kind of step away from this and process it? Um, they're showing me that he processes very differently, and so it's an understanding of how he actually does process. Um, he's very internal, and you're very external. And so it's about coming to that center, coming to that point and finding out where it is that you guys can bridge that gap. Um, they're showing me it's just kind of a phase. Um, it's not this isn't something that you're going to have to worry about long term. It's like this phase, it's like this ebb and flow of what's going on in life. And so it's just about kind of getting through that period, getting through this, what I'm calling this transition period for so many people, right? Um, I'm asking here what else that they're wanting you to know. It almost feels like there is something in his job right now that's putting a lot of pressure on him. Is he thinking about moving his job or changing a job right now?
His job is very stressful, and it's within sales around the world. And obviously, holiday sales are big right now.
Yeah.
So while he hasn't done anything, I mean, it's in the back of his mind to get something better. It's just hard to
Mhm.
make that transition.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. I'm being shown that there's going to be a shift, and after this holiday season, he's going to start reevaluating and thinking about what's really important. Because the job, they are showing me, yes, you are correct. The job is really stressful, and it's going to come down to, is this really worth it? Right. Um, so it's about kind of giving him that little bit of, okay, let's get through this piece of it, and then let's reevaluate. Okay. Um, they're showing me that you're his biggest cheerleader. and you're going to be the one who's going to be able to say, okay, let's look at this from a different viewpoint. Right. It's like you are the very grounded one, and he listens to you, even though you think maybe he doesn't, because they're kind of giggling at me because they're thinking, oh yeah, she doesn't think that. But
I do
he
not.
really does. He really does. He really does. But he has to be able to digest that in his own time. Does that make sense for you?
It does. I mean, that definitely makes sense, because I definitely tell him a lot, and I don't think he listens to anything. And then randomly down the line, months later, he'll say something, and I'm like, oh, he did listen.
Yes.
So that definitely does make sense.
Yeah.
But I think the hard part is just it's the how he closes off and definitely pushes away. It's almost like a hard stop, because he beats himself up over it. So he decides that he's better off, kind of being alone and not worthy. And I think that's kind of where it makes it very tough, because, you want to be there, but I think, as you're saying, that's hard to do, but maybe that's what has to be done.
Right. They're showing me like a shroud of protection, right? That he's doing that to protect himself, right? Doing that to protect himself, not only from what may be coming outside and coming to him, but like protecting himself from himself, really, and the harsh words that he uses against himself. He has a very, very high standard about himself and his achievements in life and where he thinks he should be. And when he's not living up to those expectations, right, he's very hard on himself. And so it's a matter of this reassurance that, it's okay to fumble, right, a little bit. It's okay to make mistakes, because we're all learning in this situation. We're all learning in this life. And so we have to be able to give ourselves that little bit of saying, oh, you know what, that sure didn't work. Okay, let's try again with something different, right? And when you have a perfectionistic, what they're showing me is like a perfectionistic type of mentality, that's really hard to get over.
Yeah, that definitely makes sense for him.
Yeah.
So best thing for me is to let him process things, give him the space, get through, you said, after the holidays, and this whatever's going on with the energy right now, give him that time.
Yeah. Yes, most definitely. And I think he's going to come to his own conclusions after this. I feel like there's a shift for him, and he's going to think, oh, maybe this isn't right. Like I feel like something is going to happen that's going to make it click for him and go, wait a minute, there's bigger things that I need to be concerned about, or in my life that I need to look at and, be concerned about, or be grateful for, right? So it feels like there's this, he's right there on that, on that cusp. Um, and they're saying, don't forget to remind him that it's okay to be imperfect, because none of us we are all perfectly imperfect, is what I like to think, right? We all have our
Mhm.
flaws. We all go through, bumbles and mistakes, and we have to be okay with that. We have to be able to learn from that and go from there.
That makes lots of sense.
Yeah. Do you have any other
It's
questions?
going to be a long rest of the year to give him through the holidays.
Yeah, it could be. Yeah, it could be a little rough ride. Your guides are right there with you though, and they're saying if anybody can do it, you can do it. You've got this. So, um, you are the perfect person to get him through this. So it's really important for you, they're showing me, to be able to keep your energy intact and keep your um to remember to do things for you, right? So when he's off
Right.
decompressing, go do something for you. Go do something for you that fills your cup so that you can be of support to him. Okay?
Got it.
And they're saying also, a lot of times this miscommunication and the words that are being said are not about you. So if you can take a step back and look at it from what I would call the eagle's perspective, right? So that you're way up above the situation so that you can understand what's going on, then because we get so in the minutia of things and we get so close up, especially with our loved ones, our spouses, our partners, right? We are like down into the minutia of it. We are in the view of the mouse. We see everything. But if we can take a step back and be in the view of the eagle, it makes it a lot easier so that we can be in that observation mode.
No, that's
And
a really good analogy and makes sense.
And that's sometimes really hard to do. So if you can't always get there, it's okay, right? It is okay. But if you can get there, it'll make things a lot easier.
I will do my best, but it definitely is hard to get there.
I know, it really is. I understand. I do. Are there any other questions I can answer for you this evening?
I mean, are they, I guess, the long haul for us, I mean, I know there's a lot of different factors, but I mean, is there anything that they're saying kind of in the long haul as we get through this little patch?
What's on the other side?
Yes, ma'am.
They're not really showing me right now what that is. And there's could be a few reasons for that. It could be that there's still some things that are being worked out on the other side. Our loved ones and our guides are always working for us to set things up in perfect timing. And sometimes, even for myself, when I ask, oh, what does that look like? I don't get an answer. And I ask, is this the right time for me to know? And I get no, right? So what they're showing me is that there's a lot of different factors in this. Not good, not bad, right? It's just there are things in there that they're still working on. And so they're just not showing me what that is right now.
Okay. I mean, that's understandable. I mean, lots of things can happen, time is, things can change over time for sure, every little thing.
Right. So I'm being shown they're saying take baby steps. Every little step forward, take that baby step because it's progress moving forward. Okay. Hold on. There's something else they're bringing forth. Hold on just a moment. So what they're showing me also with him is he wants to feel like that he is making a difference. He wants to feel like he's making a difference in people's lives. And I think this is one of the reasons why he's having such a hard time with this job as well, because it's not coinciding with that piece of him. It's like he's opening up to something bigger and better. And that's all part of what this transition is for him. This opening up of of the stress and the push and the pull. It's almost like he's getting burned out, honestly. So you have a lot of healing energy that that is around you and with inside of you. Has anybody ever told you that?
No, they have not.
So this energy, this healing energy that you have within you it's all about it's funny, I hear conflict management. So it's like you can diffuse that energy very, very quickly. And do you do a lot of talking with your hands?
I do.
So as you're talking with your hands, you're moving energy, you're releasing energy. So you're moving the energy in the room. So that's a really good thing. So they're saying, when you are talking, continue to use your hands and to move the energy through the space, because what it does is it diffuses what's going on around you. It's transmuting that energy. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Does that make sense to you?
It does, because I mean, even you saying that he's getting burnt out, he actually even used the term he's tapped out today.
Yeah.
He has nothing left to give.
Yep.
And then, yes, I do talk a lot with my hands, and I even can see it in the moment, and I try to stop using my hands because I do it at work too, so I try to stop it. But I haven't noticed that.
Yeah, don't stop it. You're doing magical things as you're doing that. And he's absorbing a lot of other people's energy too. So it's about him being able to not absorb that energy so that he can keep his own energy. And I know that's like a whole bigger topic, a whole nother topic that I'm not going to be able to go to because we're coming down to the last few seconds of our show. So I hope this has been helpful for you. It's been a pleasure talking with you this evening.
It has. Thank you very much. I do appreciate it.
You're so very welcome. Have a wonderful evening.
You too.
Okay. Well, that does it for me, everyone. Thank you so much for tuning in this evening. We will see you next week. Please visit me on my website at wingsofsoulswithjulie.com to book your own personal one-on-one reading. Have a great night, everyone. We'll see you next week.
You're listening to A1R Psychic Radio, Earth's #1 psychic radio network, and watching Moonstruck TV, enlightening television. Welcome. Time for astrology and psychic readings with Lady D. Live from Lady D's PsychicParties.com. Connect direct. In North America, dial 888-454-2751. In London, 20-3519-2158. In Sydney, dial 02-8488-3147. Or online, contact us through our Facebook page, facebook.com/psychic radio. Or one of our websites, askoneradio.com or moonstruck.tv. This is Astrology and Psychic Reading on A1R, the Ask One Radio Network.
Hi everybody, welcome to Astrology and Psychic Readings with Lady D. I'm your host for the segment, Lady D. Hope you've all had a very good week. So, with the planets, the big thing that's coming up is that we do have a new moon that is happening in Scorpio on the Monday the 13th of November at 8:27 p.m. So this is going to be a rare new moon that's coming up. It's got a lot of things happening with this new moon, and even leading up to it, it is going to be the energy is going to be quite strange, or it's going to feel a little bit strange. So we do have, and by end of the week, we also have a conjunction happening with Mars and the Sun. So we have the moon, the sun, and Mars in Scorpio, and it's going to be opposing Uranus, that's also in Taurus. And we've got we've also got here some squares that are happening with the Sun, Moon, Mercury, and Mars happening to Saturn. So there's a lot of water energy that's coming up. So we've got the Scorpio and Pisces energy as well mixed with Taurus here. So what I've got coming up, it could be, it's about a weekend of self-care. So it is about this weekend, or when this on Monday, beginning of the week, wherever you are in the world, to just do things or be mindful, do things that are going to make you happy or going to put you in your happy place. It is about like surrounding yourself with people. It is going to be careful with communication, especially even if like written might sometimes might best to even just try and explain yourself if it doesn't sound right when you write it out, because you might put your foot in it. So just be very careful with communication. It could be also people with big energies, because there is going to be a sense of the ego coming out with this new moon. It is going to be we're dealing with Scorpio, so there'll be a sense of like things of loyalty. There could be more things to do with like war that's coming up here, a battle of egos, or just feeling confused. There's like things about truths coming out. There even could be like try not to sort of stay away from like arguments or things about religion, because that might get you into trouble, especially this weekend because of the Scorpio element with the Pisces element here. We've got some unexpected things that are going to come up as well when dealing with the planet of Uranus. So unexpected, unusual events are going to come up that we won't sort of see what's happening. And there could be a sense of jealousy that's also coming up here too. And like things not mixing well, things not going together well, that's coming up. It could be a sense of like feeling like the pressure of the world is too much. And also, if you've got your sun or your moon or planets in these signs as well, you're going to feel these energies more than other people. So if you don't have any planets in these signs, then you won't feel the energy as much as someone who does. Or if you're like, for me, my sun is very close to the transiting Saturn. If you know I'm an Aquarian, I'm right at the end, and Saturn's very close to my sun. So I've really felt that Saturn moving direct this week. It's caused a bit of problems, bit of hectic things coming up for me. Where even today, I was recording a video for my YouTube and I forgot to put plug the microphone in. So, and other events that have been coming up during the week. So if you've got planets, especially near these other planets, you're going to feel these energies the most. If you don't, you probably won't be as bad for you. But I just feel like, avoiding these big egos or big personalities and doing things that are more like self-care, more things that's going to make you happy. And that's the best way I feel like it's going to deal with the pressure or deal with these energies that are coming up. this week. But be interesting to see what's going to happen. I always find with these transits, it's very interesting to see what's going to happen. That's for sure. Let's go to the caller. So we got here, which is Jonah from San Francisco in California. So hello, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. How can I help you today?
Yeah. Yeah. I guess I'm looking for some kind of guidance that's a little bit more immediate. I've gone through a series of some pretty intense setbacks in the past several months, or what would be perceived as setbacks. Although I've learned, quite a lot from them. Whether it's heartbreak and job and living situation, and yeah, and then lost my mother a year ago, or a little over a year ago. But now I find myself kind of in this crossroads flux, and I'm thinking the clock is ticking. I feel like, and I really just need some kind of very pointed direction for the next coming weeks.
Okay, sure. Look, as you're talking, I was just asking when things are going to get better for you, and I just got next February. They just told me next February was when things are going to start feeling a little bit better, where you're going to feel like sort of the weight has come off, as well. Your mother, was she more of a gentle nature, person, so very gentle, but also was she the one that would advise you, or sort of like, tell you which way to go, which path, which decisions to take?
No, I mean, she would just wouldn't really tell you what, she would just sit there and listen, and kind of like support you, and allow you to figure out your own
Okay.
answers. She really didn't instill a lot of opinion, but
That's
she would
okay.
definitely say, whether she liked something, more than the other.
Or not. Okay. I just had a lady here who said that she would guide you. Um, she used to guide you in that, because she's not here, so what's sort of why she's feeling a bit lost. That's just what I was picking up. So whether it's her or someone else, but I just felt like she was very gentle, and her energy was very gentle. So I just feel
Very
like,
gentle and nurturing. Yeah.
yes, yeah, yeah, and she was also very respectful as well, um, and well, like very much she would like praise you. She'd praise you as well. So then she's excited. So I feel like she would also praise you too, and she's very much focused on you too. Okay. Okay. I feel like there's a lot of anxiety about the job that I'm picking up as well from you too. And I feel like that, like you just want to do a good job. Like you just really, with you, it's about doing a good job, and that, you work your best, or maybe work overtime. It's just about doing the best that you can possibly do, um, as well. And also you have like high expectations, but I feel like that's more of yourself, like doing the best. Uh, there could be some sort of like bonus coming up for you in December, but I keep on hearing February, when things are really going to improve, or that you're ready to sort of like knuckle down and to move forward. Um,
Mm. I'm
with
actually
you as
currently
well.
unemployed, so I'm hoping
Okay.
to. Yeah, I guess it's one of the areas I'm really kind of stuck
There's
in, is
there's
kind of
something
what
about
direction to go.
December. I see money to you being handed to you in December. So
Hmm.
um December. So with your work, the work that you would usually do is very detail orientated, like to do with like details. Because I feel like what you do for earning for money is about detail.
Hmm.
Or you could be good doing getting a job that it involves a lot of detailed work. It could be like
Yeah,
in
and I'm looking
checking.
to kind of move away from that, um, preferably
Because
into something that's a little bit more, I don't know, something that I feel like I've got more, it has more of a purpose.
uh-huh. Okay. Okay. All right. Because I'm also getting like office. Are you also like working in an office? Because I feel like I get like an office, like corporate vibe. I'm feeling. too, as well. Okay. Um, for now, it might be that you have to sort of go with what you know, because I really feel like it's about work that is more detailed, and I do feel like you need a job. You want something that is more flexible and something that is not as, I guess, the pressure is not as high. So it's like gives you time to sort of relax and to regroup. But I feel like with what you're trying or with the completely change direction, I'm seeing a book. So I do feel like that would be requiring perhaps more learning or more study that you would need to do as well. You want something that I feel like you don't want something that's very pressure, but I just feel like to stick with what you know. And I do feel like there could be something. I keep on feeling like December there might be something coming up, but I feel February is going to be a better month for you as well. I am feeling like love is on the back burner that can sort of wait for when it's going to come in. At the moment, it is more about like you feeling more secure and having like security in your I guess yourself and your surroundings too. Okay. Okay. I feel like though with with you losing your job, it wasn't anything that you did. I just feel like the pressure. It was like too much. But I also feel like I don't think it was just you either. Because I also feel like you were being watched there too. It's of being watched. Um, I feel like
Mm.
you were performing the best
Yeah,
that you
yeah. I
could.
think, I think through the transitions, that I was speaking of, everything that's gone on. I feel like, the pressure that I would have accepted prior to is just not something that I'm willing to take on now.
Yeah, yeah. What I'm gonna say to you is that keep looking. I do feel like something's going to come up for you. You are going to get what you're wanting, the dreams, but I feel like with what the job that you're wanting to get, it may looking at a completely different career option. But I do feel like there's more learning for you to make before able to jump into that right now. Because I do feel like there's more money to make for you in the more the detailing work that you're doing. Um, at the moment that you are also it's like the universe has put you on a rest because you also feel like you're overworked overtired, so you do need time to regroup, but by December you are ready to get back into it. And I feel like there is something there for you. That's like you're keeping your ear to the ground, so
Getting
you
it
might even
right.
hear of someone.
Mhm.
Hear of someone giving you work. Okay, I'll leave it there, and I do hope that I do hope it all works out and that you do get something. Um, and yeah, sometimes things. It's really bad when things don't go the right way, but it will pick up next year definitely. I feel like for you. But thank you for calling in today.
Thank you.
Okay, it's okay. So yes, so this is going to be an unusual week, and the energies that are ahead. And just remember to be kind to yourself, and I said do things that make you feel happy. If you want to contact me for a reading, you can. My website is Lady D Psychic Parties. My Facebook page is also Lady D Psychic Parties. And my Instagram and TikTok is Lady D Psychic. And my YouTube is Lady D. If you can't find that, look up Danielle Psychic. So thank you. I'll see you same time, same place next week. So bye for now.
Greetings, fellow seekers of truth, wisdom, and light.